Oh, all right. Who? Let's see. There is Avid and Texas Raider in here. How are you guys doing? I'm going early. I'm going live a little bit early since I guess Dakota and them didn't go live. Um, Probably ain't gonna be a very long one. I'm tired. So, how's everybody doing? Hey, there's old Jennifer. How are you doing, Jennifer? I am glad you're still awake in here. Make it the whole pot. What are you talking about? Hey, 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 there's Foothills of Appalachia. How you doing, Rowdy? Nano. Let's see here. How are you doing, Jennifer? I am glad you're still awake in here. Let's see. Let me get this pulled back up here. Let's see. Who all is in here? Let me get back up here. There was Nana. Yeah, hey, you my favorite too, Nana. If you know, you know. All right. Hey,
Where's my hat?
where's your? I think you lost.
I know. I'm supposed to be wearing your hat. You
Oh,
were
oh,
send it
oh,
to
got you. Hey, there's Evelyn Newman. Okay, I'm back. I missed that
Hi,
first part.
Evelyn.
Start over. Jennifer really hadn't been anything. I've just said hey to a couple folks. There's Avid back in here. There's Miss Beth.
I want you to know I could have worn my jersey, but I didn't. I wore this instead.
Yeah. Hey, Neil, Miss Laurie, how are y'all? He's sending me a cup of
Hi,
coffee.
Lori.
I must not have that must have been before I went live on here. I can't see anything that was previous that was on YouTube before I go live, Jennifer. Let me see. Let me go back up through here and see if I can't find it.
When you
Oh,
get
Jennifer said make it a whole pot. Okay, got you.
yeah. Well, I've got it ready, Jennifer. I mean, if you need it, I'll send it.
Well, I'm
Trey,
sure.
I need a favor.
What's that?
Well, you remember last week a certain somebody mailed things out?
Don't tell me you haven't got it yet.
I have not.
Well, maybe she will make an appearance.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
I mean, there was others I'm sure have already got theirs, and I was just, I'm like 3 hours away, and I'm like, did it go to Massachusetts or something?
I'm past code at this point. It's 11 o'clock. Well, that ain't even late, Jennifer. You're just getting going.
Jennifer, isn't she young?
Yeah, she's younger than us.
Well, everybody's younger than me. I mean,
Which I will say tonight, I am kind of like, blah.
Well,
Oh
hey, I
man.
tell you what you do. You go out there to that deer feeder and just touch those little wires.
I was not expecting that thing to quite shock that. I mean, it's got a pretty good little shock to it there.
Hi, Nana. Uh, I would love to be able to figure out how I could get a copy of just that segment of you going up. Because back where I used to work in law enforcement, when the tasers came out and we all had to stand there and get tased, And you
Uh-huh.
look at all these big muscular guys, with the
Oh,
big biceps, I can pick up 400 pounds on weights or what. Anyway, and then they'd get hit and they were like, ah.
yeah. Oh, look, that will definitely get your attention. That stuff will definitely get your attention.
Well, up to that point, I was like, did he turn it on or what?
Well, and here's the thing. I really, oh, what year model is Chris? Evelyn is a 68 model. What year model do you? Uh-oh, he's deep breath here.
I'm a 62 model, Miss Evelyn, about to be 63 in age next month.
I think Jennifer is in her 30s. I think we just established that last time that I want to say like 30, 38, 39. I think 39 is what she was.
Isn't that but doesn't that calculate being a Canadian or something like that?
Yeah.
It's twice the age or something.
Something like that.
Oh, yeah, there you go. She shovels snows and then has to get up every 4 hours and put firewood in.
You think I probably wouldn't make it past 8:35? Come on now, Jennifer. I get pretty.
That's all right, Jennifer. Trey loves you. I mean, he
Dale, what's up?
Oh, Mr. Dale.
Beth says she is 63. Oh.
Well, she's going to have to give me some inside information on how to live at 63, so I know what to do, because I'm not ready for
it. Nana says she's a 74 model.
Yeah, but isn't that by John Deere standards? Isn't it the numbers flip? So she'd be 47.
Oh, man.
That's close to your age there, Trey.
Dale, quit trying to suck up. It's too late. I've already won her heart. Oh, Neil said he's nearing 67. Woo!
Man,
you're a young cat.
I bet he could hold his own.
Yep. There's Crystal.
Hey, it's Crystal. Hi, Crystal.
Hey, Peter. Old man King Homestead. How are you?
I'm having Peter. Don't say hi to me. That's all right. I'm not jealous.
I need to leave this up here for Dale a second. Dale, look at this for a minute. I'm just saying.
Oh. Hey, I ain't gonna have any part of that now. I mean, I respect Dale, but.
I'm overwhelmed. But look, isn't it? I was going to say only 5 more months. I was going to say y'all are like just getting kicked off up there, ain't you, Jennifer? Yeah, I don't know if I would like dealing with winter that long either. That would kind of.
Well, my scary thing is that I'm in a new house, or new to me. It's not a new house.
Yeah,
and so I have no idea how this house handles the cold weather. It's supposed to get down to 21 tonight.
Well, Jennifer, that is a funny situation. So I grilled pork chops tonight, and Jessica baked potatoes, and we cooked boudin and everything on the grill.
You had boudin and didn't call me?
Yeah. Well, I didn't get but one little old piece. Oh. My son and them just took over. But anyway, so Jessica put some ice cream on, and then she realized she did not have no salt. So we figured, it'll still just take a little bit longer. Well, let's see, that's been going on for almost 2 hours, and my ice cream is still in there just churning. What do you mean?
Have you got table salt?
That's what we didn't. We put what little bit we had in there. Yeah. No, Nana, that just hurts my
feelings. Go out to the cows and get some of their salt lick.
That's what I need to do. Go back here and get my mineral feeder.
Yeah, there you go.
What did Jennifer say? 6 to 8 inches of snow coming through. Oh wow! See, we've never had to deal with snow here. Let me back up. We get snow here, but the way our temp works, it turns into ice. Time it hits the ground, it's ice. So I would rather it be snow, I think. But anyway,
so are we going to challenge? I think we should challenge Jennifer to a snowball fight.
She'd probably win. She's been handling snow a while. All right, let's see here. Oh, hang on.
There. How long did you wait in the basement this time?
3 or 4 seconds.
Well, hey, that's an improvement.
He's on the ball. It's not like 9 minutes.
Well, I'm trying to stay focused. If you see me, I keep looking at that top right corner up there.
Good luck.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying. Let me get my chat pulled back up here. Where was I at? Let's see here. How are you tonight, Mr. Paul?
I am beat up, kind of tired. I didn't sleep very good last night. Didn't get to sleep till after 1:30, and then I have been at it just about all day today. You can tell by the whites of my eyes. Can you see them?
Yeah, kind of a little red looking.
There ain't none, right? If I was in one of them battles where they're not supposed to shoot till I see the whites of my eyes, I could just club them with my gun.
There's Jarlett. So I was just telling them the ice cream is, I believe that they just decided, I heard them in there talking, going and get some salt. We did not have no salt. There's been ice cream churning in here for probably 2 hours tonight.
Really?
So
you got to have that rock salt. Yeah.
what do you talk about, Dale? Why would I ruin pork chop with sausage? I didn't have no sausage. I had pork chops and we cooked boudin.
Are you trying to say boudin's not sausage?
Boudin's not sausage. It's rice and all kinds of stuff. It's boudin. It's not sausage. If it was sausage, it'd be called sausage. Meets bananas and whipping cream and poof, quick ice cream. No, it's not near as good. I'm sorry.
Hello, everybody in the chat.
Yeah, I'm trying to get caught up here. Sorry, I'm going to be in and out here. Yeah, our snowball fights here. If we do, time you pick it up and you make it, it turns into a solid block of ice, and it would hurt when it hits.
Well, thank you, Trey, for the video of the ladies or of Bunny. I enjoyed it.
I cannot believe that my daughter was so determined that she was going to get on her.
She did.
Change the picture. Well, Dale, I have not figured out how to change the picture. I purchased this. So I don't know. I mean, I can do that. I mean, yeah. I mean, and you can do that. You can do this.
Oh no.
I mean, so
changing me around. I don't even know what way to point.
There we go. Wait a minute. I can do that there. There we go. People are tired and falling asleep. Jennifer. Yep.
Did you not get your coffee, Trey?
No, I hadn't had no coffee. My daughter did get what do you call it, an espresso machine or something for her birthday the other day. No, I must be way behind. Dale's talking about still the sausage right now.
Yerlins.
You have never seen or heard of it? Ain't boudin, it's boudin. B-O-O, Jennifer. Actually, it's B.
I think it's B-O-U.
B-O-U, yeah, B-O-U-D-A-N. Yeah, it's a Cajun thing.
You could put enough corruption in it. I'd like it.
Yeah.
All I know is that south part of Louisiana, they don't call them Cajuns. They call them coon, and I'll be polite and not say the rest of it. You ever heard of that, Trey?
Yes. Oh, that's what we call them.
They call it that all the way up into Mississippi.
Yeah. Yeah.
I live in Brookhaven, Mississippi, and he refers to Cajuns that way.
Yep.
And I think, I'm not sure, but I think you need to be one to use that terminology.
No. That's just how we that's how we call them, because they come up and we tell them they come infest our woods. We tell them we call them the White Boot Brigade, or the White Boot Army, because there's a lot of them. They wear white shrimping boots.
Yep.
And it don't matter if they're hunting or what. It's like Boo and Dan, Crystal said. Yep, Boo Dan. The way you say it.
And you can put anything in it. You can put shrimp. You can put
a Polish sausage. It is not a Polish sausage.
And they're good eating.
When I've seen people make that, they put like a third to a half as much rice as they do meat. They have a bunch of other stuff they put in it, but
yep,
and grind it together. So yeah, it would be completely different. I've had it once, and I'm like, I'm kind of like Dale a little bit. I'm like, why would you have that if you had this other?
Yeah.
You just had regular sausage. Why would you have that? But I understand that in different parts of the country, people eat different. It's because of what they got.
Yeah. Well, the boudin's good. I think they make blood. I've never had the blood boudin. They make blood boudin, and I've never had it. It's
I can assume it'd be really strong.
I would think, but like I said, I've never tried any before.
Isn't that
so
a Halloween thing?
No, it's the way it is. Hey, Scotty. Hey, I don't know, y'all. The Algier, Charlotte, Jay and Charlotte. I watched they had a video come out this evening, a premiere, and I'm not sure if it was one of the Highland crossed with I just went blank with the other cows they got, but their calves are so small. I asked him in there how much he thought they weighed. He said he figured they weighed about 30 pounds. They look really, really small. But what is the I'm blank. Dexter. I believe it's a Dexter, but I don't know. I don't think because Titus is I think he's pretty new. So I'm sure they may be a full-blood Dexter, but man, they little.
Dexters can be bigger than that. Pete, what's his channel? Y'all surely
neither.
You surely watch old Pete up in New York State.
Yeah.
That's what he's got. Dexters. They can get pretty good size, but some of those Highland cattle are pretty good size.
Our food is delicious too, Jennifer.
You're eating that stuff from down south, though. If you made tacos, come on.
Yeah, that's right.
Farther south than Louisiana.
Well, if she did the soft shell, then she did street tacos.
Well, yeah, I guess you could say it was street tacos. According how she made them, according which size she uses. She used the little ones,
So Trey, how much does Bunny weigh? Your best guess.
Bunny is probably about 700 pounds, probably 650.
Bunny's a yearling.
Yeah, she's a yearling.
I have to figure out how much money I've got to have to buy and to rescue Bunny.
Right now it's over $2,000. Sorry.
Let me tell you. I paid a nice price for Bunny. So Yep, there's old Sideways 75. That's old Scott,
Hey, I see.
Dakota,
Come on,
and Shayla.
that's Dakota because it's not spelled right.
The hand waving spelled right.
It
Oh,
was made with
well,
beef.
hey,
Good.
and Scotty, while I'm thinking about it, I have to apologize because I was ragging Amy last week about how I've done had all my packages sent out, all this stuff, giving Amy heck, and somehow, I forgot Scotty's because when I done everybody else's, I had somehow either had deleted his email with his address or something. So Scotty, yours will be leaving soon. How'd you, Jay? Yerlin. Well, let's say Yerling. I guess I'm leaving the G off of it. Yerling. It's made with beef, though. The South is made with a raccoon and squirrel. Oh, hang on. Boy, look, I am Johnny on the spot.
I
look,
couldn't even make fun of you. I couldn't even be like Paul and make fun of you. That was so fast.
Welcome, Johnny Gillum.
But hey, let me tell you this deal. What it's doing since I purchased it. So whenever every time y'all come in, if it's giving me an alarm.
It gives you a little alarming.
It gives me a little notification.
Oh,
I see. So there's no lurking in the basement no more?
Yeah. Well, not unless I'm deaf.
Huh?
Or
I come on for one thing and one thing only to establish. I don't care what way you cut it. Boudin is just a version of a Polish sausage or a smoked sausage. That's all it is. The only difference is you put nasty rice in it. No one likes rice.
It's good.
He's ignoring me.
I'm sorry, did he mute himself?
No, he was trying to say really nicely, Dale, shut up. It's delicious. That's what and the reason I know this is because my eyes work better than my ears.
Oh.
How you doing tonight, Mr. Dale?
Pretty good. How are you all?
Well, you see, we've got our shirts, or I mean, I dressed in style. He just threw on an old ragged shirt there. Yeah,
I got the winners on. That's what matters. I mean,
Does that stand for Lake State University? Anyway.
Oh, mercy. No, I didn't, Bowen. I sent yours normal. Because I was talking about Bowen's was the most
Crystal, I've ate real Boudin. I've ate it. It's good. I like it. Because you cover up the rice flavor.
Look, Boudin is good. I don't care what it's good.
Like
I just don't know why they put filler in it.
Filler.
Yeah. Why don't they just put nothing but meat in it?
At least they didn't just put styrofoam or something, I mean,
true story.
But it's got to, man. I don't know what y'all got it all wrong. Look, here's Bowen now. Now he's jumping on there. Who put
Cajun?
It's not sausage.
Cajuns do
sausage.
Just like you go to different places, it's all in the sauce. With Boudin, it
is sinful to put down Cajun food.
I've seen that. I feel the same way about tacos, but I technically, when I'm eating tacos, I am putting them down. Just saying.
All right.
So.
Let's go here. The definition of Boudin. Boudin is a Cajun sausage made from cooked pork, rice, vegetables, and seasonings stuffed in natural pork casing, i.e., intestines.
And this has been Educational Hour with 9 Acre Family Farms.
That's right. But the very first 3 words, a Cajun sausage.
Well, if I had a sausage right now, I would pretend it was my thumb. Just saying.
So the next Cahoots is going to be Cajun food. I can see it now.
Oh my God.
Hey,
Who was?
and I ain't
Hey,
throwing rocks
I
at
won't
Cajun
be- I
food.
won't be
Everyone
there.
that's around
I
me
won't.
knows I love it. Go ahead, Trey.
I would say I won't be on Cahoots Thursday night unless it's running a little bit late. I have my work Christmas party Thursday night. It
Oh,
starts
boy.
at 7:00.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure what's going to happen yet there with me either, because we're supposed to be taking Dakota's girlfriend out for her birthday, and she can't make up her mind.
Well,
whether
look
to
at
do
me. If Trey can't be here and Paul can't be here, I don't think we need to have a Cahoots. I mean, you just
Paul's
can't have.
down there.
No, Paul, Trey. You got
them John Deere people might think they ain't got no competition if we don't show up.
That's right.
Hey, Dale, was it cold over your way today? Oh, man.
It ain't right.
Of all the days for somebody to have the line between their house and their septic tank plug up,
Oh my goodness gracious! You're kidding me.
my mom and dad did.
Mm.
That's
Oh, no.
that's worse than mine. At least mine's straight. Dad put an elbow in his. We had to dig that
Hey,
all up.
You know what
We
that goes
got it
to?
all loosened up and to where it was draining before we left him, but it was almost dark.
The good
Are y'all
old
doing
days
lateral
weren't worth the
lines?
darn after all.
Do what?
It just goes to prove the good old days weren't worth the darn after all. They put like bins and stuff in there.
I'm like, make it straight and as big as you can buy.
We need Jennifer, there is no visual. Like I said, I didn't get but one little piece. I have little vultures in here that like eat it all. The only visual I can give you is a pork chop.
Crystal in here butchering me like the fattened calf over because I said it was a Polish sausage. I said I was trying to get the Northern Canadian to understand what boudin was. It's like a Polish sausage. That's the shape it is. I didn't say it was the same thing.
Here we go with the Polish jokes.
Kevin, you just struck a nerve talking about the boudin, calling it a Polish sausage.
I'm telling you, Crystal, she coming at me, man.
Hey, don't think them Polish people didn't know what they were doing. Everybody else been trying to make one as good as theirs ever since they came out with the Polish sausage.
Avid is on me about getting shot. But look, the deer feeder, I tested it on my own. It was not an accident, but it was an accident when it finally shocked me. I can tell you.
I just want to know if you had a boudin in your left hand, when you touched it with your right hand, wouldn't it have cooked the boudin?
I don't know. I don't think I had a hope to it long enough to do anything. It was it shocked me.
Hey, Kelly.
In 2 ways. Cahoots is a staple, whether you were there or not. So, see, Paul, we're not important.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
They didn't even know I was there.
That is exactly right, Dakota. If your nose ain't running, it ain't spicy enough.
Well, it was cold today and my nose was running, so
I was going to say, I haven't even talked to my son. My son works for Water District, and pretty much his Monday through Friday is doing nothing but fixing leaks they found and stuff like that. So he spends most of the time down in a pit where they've got water line running and fixing it while it's live, you know, that'd be too cold of a job for me right now.
Well, look at that. Jennifer says you can't have the old original fermenting septic box in her place.
Yeah.
Where she lives. In my area of the country, there are probably still as many old metal barrels that people have used for septic tanks that are still working. I've installed a few of them to some old timer specs, and it's all in Ottawa County. There's no building permits or anything like that, so you do what you got to do, and
that's where I'm at.
Yep.
You do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. And then years later, they come by and say, "We didn't know you had this. How long have you had this? What's this worth? What's the dimensions of this?"
Yeah. Well,
here's something funny. When they came by last time, and it was my chicken houses was over 20 years old, and the guy said they had them wrote down as being 20 feet wide and 200 feet long, and they're 40 feet wide and 400 foot long. And I'm like, "What's that going to do to us?" He said, "Nothing. I ain't touching it."
good.
But I know how those people get treated that do the assessor work. So he came to my door, and it was late in the day, like almost 5 o'clock. I just said, "Hey, come on in here, sit down, and I get you something to drink." I actually got him a cold soda pop, and he sat here and quizzed me about stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but you don't need to worry about any of that,
Hey, I got one of them.
I got one of them like Trey's wearing.
Yeah.
You don't have one like Dale's.
Dale, I'm still waiting for my stickers from y'all.
You want
I
to see
gotta find stickers. We got to order more, Chris.
Oh,
You want to see my Paul Case coffee cup? This is Paul Case's coffee mug.
Not even a Paul Case one.
Yeah, it is.
that's
It
all right.
is
You want to see my our Louisiana Life cup?
You know.
Here you go. Here's your Louisiana Life cup right here.
There you go.
I would say just draw a boudin on it, and everybody will know. But no, don't do that.
Oh, mercy. Yeah. So y'all all been getting some cool weather. And it's been cool here, but it still ain't got cold yet.
It's supposed to get down to 21 here tonight.
Same here.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was going to get cold this week, Paul, and you know how I knew it? Because Wednesday starts our rifle season in Kansas for deer. And the rifle season in Kansas for deer is always the coldest week and a half of the year.
There you go, Jennifer.
I don't know. I think that you can figure it's going to get cold because it's almost wintertime. But I'll tell you, when I was a little kid, I looked forward to Christmas for other reasons. But now I look forward to Christmas because right after Christmas, the days start getting longer.
True story.
Yep.
And the other thing, so there's two things that I don't gamble, but two things that I will bet you lunch on, or you know what I mean, a soda pop. And those two things are that deer season's going to be miserable and cold, and the week of the county fair is going to be the hottest week in the whole year.
I don't know how that always happened for us. That seemed like ours was really, really hot, and it was like the middle of August, of course, but we always would get a rain too, or else y'all would get so much rain up your way that it would flood Miami, Oklahoma. They actually had to quit having the carnival down closer to the river, and they moved it up into the circle of the racetrack at the fairgrounds.
Really?
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, Cecil Knight had a 8430 or 8440 John Deere tractor, over there, and he was working up their horse show arena with it, and he had to take it down there and help them pull the carnival out of the water. All them rides that was the size of a semi-trailer. Water was halfway up the wheels on his truck. Or on his tractor, I mean.
Well, I was at a pig show in Winfield, Kansas one year during the summer, early summer, and there come a rainstorm like in the middle of the day. Lightning struck the grandstand right next to the pig show barn. The kids were showing. It was like a weekend show, And that night, like several of the people pulled campers there and camped right there in the fairgrounds. And it's right next to, I think it's the Little Walnut River that goes through there.
It is.
And they're camping there in that fairgrounds. And at like 5:30 in the morning, somebody come around beating on the doors of all of the campers and said, if you like the camper, you might want to get it out of here. And my best friend, he went to the door. He was not very happy when the door was getting banged on at 5:30 in the morning. And the guy said, hey, if you like your camper, you better get it out of here. And he proceeded to start telling him how it was until he looked down, and the water was about an inch from the door of that fifth wheel camper.
Mm-hmm.
He said by that point, it was probably a little too late for the bottom side of that camper. He said, we'd probably been better off just to leave it right there and let it total it out, because it was going to be totaled out anyway,
Yeah.
But
see, like right there, I know they talking about the zero. I've never hunted in no zero. Now I think the coldest I've ever hunted has been around 11 degrees, probably 12.
oh man, I can remember when I was younger one year. It was shortly after I moved here from Missouri, and my dad was like, we're going to go deer hunting next week. And I'm thinking, well, deer season's already been over, because like in Missouri, it's the first 2 weeks in November,
Yeah.
Here, it's the first week, two weeks in December, And I remember I'm sitting out there in this stand, and that morning, it was literally like -8 or 9 actual. And I come back to the house and I told Dad, I said, I don't care if I ever go deer hunting again. And I didn't for the next 2 years.
Well, I got a story that starts off the same way, just like that, Dale. I remember when I was a year younger, I went hunting for a pickup truck on the coldest day of the year and stood outside at an auction when it only got up to 10 degrees and bought a pickup. And the old boy that had owned the pickup had passed away, and his name was Gary. And the pickup was silver, so it became known as Gary the Silver Chevy.
Gary the Silver Chevy.
Everybody names like if you bought your neighbor's place, you'd call it, let's go over to their place by their name,
Yeah.
That's gone several generations. I've actually known some properties by 3 names here close to me that I've rented and used or whatever.
We have the same thing. Like we got a place that Dad bought down here, and the guy we bought it from, we was renting it before Dad bought it, and we call it Mr. Joe's.
Yeah.
One of our other places is called Nana's. Is the name of it. That's so that's pretty much it. That's the way we are too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at these guys in here. Avid, big old Avid, big tough guy in here. I wear a heated jacket and heated pants. What?
Bowen killed me. So why y'all trying to hunt and lose limbs due to frostbite? Well, and Dakota said he's killed his 2 biggest deer on the coldest days. I'm telling you, here, when it gets just so cold here, I guess because we don't get it very often, it's just like the deer movement just, I guess they just bed down. I don't know. Maybe, but on them real cold days, it's like you would think, oh man, yeah, but the only thing that happens out there is you freeze to death. You trying to find a way to stay warm.
Inside of the last 3 years, both of my sons and my wife have bought themselves heated jackets that you got to have the little Milwaukee battery to stick in the pocket deal. And the old fat man always winds up fixing the fence. He ain't got one. You know why? I'd have to have 2 batteries.
Yeah. I've really thought about getting one of those vests and trying one of the heated vest. Just not all the time, but just have it on them cold days.
Yeah.
It would have to work good in a deer stand.
Scott says his will make you sweat if it's not pretty cold. You'll be shutting it off. But it's got a button on it right here. You just push the button and it goes on or off, or I think his may even have 3 heat settings. But seeing how my eyes are not white, and I wouldn't mind just going ahead and going to bed, getting pretty tired. I wanted to tell you about the worst cold weather day I've had in my life. Now, this could be easily topped, but and it's been several years ago when this happened. I was pastoring a local church, and we had already had an event at our campground that we had to go and stay in our cabin for. Our youth, it was a youth event. And so when we were there, we basically unwinterized the cabin, and then they go to calling for like 20-degree temperatures overnight. So, and that place is 45 minutes from home. So it was Saturday morning. I woke up and had both the boys in the truck with me, and I said, well, first thing we got to do is we got to go down there and set some heaters up and see if we can get the camp manager to go shut them off, Monday or whatever. And we went down there. On our way down there, it started spitting snow on us. And it just kept getting more and more. And we didn't have any trouble. We got down there and got our heater set up. And I called the camp manager, and he told me he'd take care of it, that he'd just go by and flip the meter pole switch off for us on Monday or Tuesday when he was by. And we got back home and got started with our chores. I drove my old pickup down and was going to put a bale of hay out for a cow that I had in the lot. And she had a new calf the night before, and the calf was laying there dead in the mud. And I said, that ain't no good. So we didn't even bother putting hay out for her. We just opened the gate and turned her back out because we were going to mess with her. And Scott got in my truck and was driving it through the gate. And I heard this crunch, grind, pop. And one of my CV joints gave out on the 4-wheel drive on my Chevy. And I had the spare over in the barn. And so we set that bale of hay out, not where I wanted. And we crippled it back over and put it in the barn and got the spare. Of course, that's just like getting in a cold truck, And we head out with the old spare truck. And if you've seen it on my videos, it's my dad's blue and white one. It's got a homemade Dewey style arm bed on it.
Mm-hmm.
And 76 Chevy 3/4 ton 4-wheel drive. And the 4-wheel drive didn't work on it. The drive shaft wasn't even in it. And so we take off in this truck. By this time, snow's covered the ground and everything's getting iced over. And we go to feed another group of cows that I've got. And the ice has froze the lock up on the gate. And so in order to get to them, we had to drive through a different way and open like 6 gates to get through this other way and drive like a mile through a pasture to get there. And we finally got them took care of and got back out of there, and all our gates shut. And I was just, and I had to stop and take a leak. And the zipper on my overalls broke. And so during all this, there's a snowball forming in the crotch of my pants. Snowing so stinking hard. And the neighbor calls and says, "Hey, Paul, 3 of your bulls just walked through my yard." I'm like, "Well, we were headed there anyway."
Oh.
So we go down there, and we had took a bale of hay with us, and I went in there and put it out, and my dad was already on his way over there, and between him and the boys, they got the bulls back in, and one of them had shoved another one through the fence in the corner, and he broke the top 3 wires on the fence. So I get the bale of hay put out, and then I drive over in my neighbor's driveway, and I got just barely off their driveway and just sunk my old truck. I mean, it just, the tail end of it was sitting on the ground. And I'm like, well, it don't matter. I got to go fix fence. Them stupid bulls will be back out. And so I went over there and I had on a pair of leather gloves, and it was that gaucho wire. It was real new then. And I went pulling on that to straighten it out, and I jerked on it once, and it slipped in my hand, and it just cut the glove and my hand all up. And so then I got one hand that I can't do nothing but hold the fist shut because it's bleeding all over. And we finally get the fence fixed, and my dad comes around there, and he said, "Did you know your zipper's open?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's broke. It's like everything else I own." And he said, "You want me to pull you out?" And I said, "I would prefer that over leaving me here." And we pulled the thing out in the road, and he says, "What are you going to do now?" I said, "I'm going home. I ain't going to touch nothing." And that was about the lousiest cold weather day I've ever had in my life.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's
How's that saying go? When it rains, it
pours.
Yeah. Yep. He gone.
There you go.
Oh.
Knew that was coming.
Yep. We ain't never had no cold days like that. I mean, we have some, but probably the coldest ever.
That's why I get so salty about this snow and stuff when people talk about snow. And I love the snow. No, you don't. If you love the snow, that means you sit in the house and you do nothing. Because if you had to do like what Paul just described, you would hate the snow.
Yeah.
And the ice and because it's miserable.
Well, I said, we get ice. We get ice here. I mean, we do. And every now and then we'll get like a week and a half, 2 weeks where everything wants to freeze up and do, but that's not we have ice every year, but it's not crazy bad every year.
Yeah.
So okay.
Water.
Yeah, I didn't know what because a while ago he said no water, Oklahoma. It was supposed to be no water.
Oklahoma. Yeah, no water.
The coldest temperature ever. Negative 40. I mean, at that point, when you get down to 0, is it really just that much colder? Does it just, I mean, because once you get to that point, it's just cold. That's miserable. That's what that goes to get.
Well, and that's yeah. That's why Lisa says that when I'm like, well, the actual is this, but feels like is this, and she's like, if it feels like that, that's what the temperature is.
Right. What Evelyn say? Hate to tell you, Dale, but I love the snow. I wouldn't mind seeing some snow here, but the problem is, like I said, with the way our temps works and all of our humidities and all, it's never snow. It's never the white fluffy stuff.
Evelyn,
always just goes hard.
I will pray for you, my friend, because obviously you have some mental issues. Avid works outside all year long as a security guard. Well, that's probably why you need that vest.
But Paul said that temp is not a fit for a man.
No. I'm supposed to apologize to Evelyn. I apologize. I didn't mean. I was trying to be funny, but Nana says that was not nice. So she shouted that from the other room.
Keep him straight, Nana. Keep him straight. Well, looky. Hey,
Look who shows up.
Yeah. Oh, on here is Amy Leonard.
Not even
here,
Leonard
Amy.
Mountain Homestead.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oops.
wait.
Yeah, oops.
She's
Yeah,
like, oops, I did it again.
Hey, Amy, Chris has got some questions for you. I'm just saying. The man said he don't think you shipped his stuff because he still ain't got it.
Okay, first of all,
kind of sort.
You know how I know Dakota is an Oklahoman? Because he blatantly admits to road hunting, which is highly against the law. Rabbits.
Well, that could mean he's from Louisiana. I mean,
yeah. No, if I went in my backyard, I could, from my back door, I've got at least 6 squirrels and who knows how many rabbits.
Yeah. We keep them. We got squirrels running wild. The ones that my German short-haired pointers don't catch. Well, my male GSP, I'm telling you, he will catch squirrels. He has figured it out how to catch them.
Well, I don't know that one dog that followed you around on your one of your videos where you were taking Haiti out to your dad's place.
That's Dad's dog. That's Lucy.
Oh.
Yeah, my dogs all have they have one of those collars on. I have a underground fence put down for them. So I keep them where they can't just go wherever they want.
Oh, so you got one of those shock collars.
Yeah, that's what it does. It's a shock collar.
You know, they make them for humans too.
Yeah. Well, look, I have a video, and I've been contemplating on making a short out of it. I think I still have it. One of my daughter's ex-boyfriends was going, when I first put the wire down, he said, I'm going to test it. He said he was going to put it on his neck. Well, when it come time, of course, I wasn't going to let him get away. He said he was going to test it for me. So anyway, he agreed. He put it on around his calf. And this moron, he just starts off walking toward the fence where I've got it underground. Well, he gets out, I can hear it vibrating and beeping. He's like, oh, it ain't working. And he don't stop. And he steps, and his leg is right over the top. And I'm telling you, it goes to eating him up. And he's got his momentum going forward, so he has to step across to turn around and come back. I laughed at that poor fool. I said, boy, I told you couldn't hear it beeping and vibrating. Oh my gosh. Neil, email me.
I'm trying to see if Miss Amy responded to.
I know. I'm looking through here.
I hadn't seen it yet.
Oh no, she ignored it. She moved on.
She moved on. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Hold on. For the dead gummit. Woo. Yep.
Hey, all I got to tell you is that youngin' of yours, if you need to get rid of her, I know some people that can use a laborer like that girl. She can run a tractor. She can fix her own tire.
Yeah, she can. Mallory can do it. She told me the other day. She said she's fixing to because Miss Kathy and several people have asked about Mallory doing stuff, videoing some DIY stuff, whatever. So she's fixing to start doing her some stuff, like she did that whole shed clean up herself. She took it upon herself and just took to it. So, and she just redone her dresser. She made a dresser look really, really nice. So
that girl, she motivated. I like that.
Yeah, she
That's
is.
what we can't find in people to make good employees out of them. You know,
Her problem. She's just a little bit too much of an overachiever. She is. I'm telling you, she is raring. You can't tell her no hardly or to hold on. Hold on ain't in her vocabulary. So
Hey,
she got
Dale.
her.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Dale, I was going to say, you know how Amy was talking about on the members thing to put names in for her two new turkeys that she got. Of course, I chimed in and said, "See what happened was, yeah."
What had happened was she spent so much money on all the other packages that she couldn't afford to send your package.
that's right.
So anyhow, probably, but so I chimed in and said, "All right, you need to name one of them. Hold on, and the other one, Bougie or Bougie."
Bougie.
And she responded, "Well, we'll wait and see what others have to say." So she apparently didn't like my answers.
Tim and Dana, what's up?
Yeah.
Hey, I ain't throwing no rocks at no football teams because hey, my team, we out. We done.
We done. We out. Yeah, well, I think them Roll Tides may, just because of who they are and what their name is, they may sneak into the top 12 there, just because of their name. Don't you think, Tim? So,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they will.
yep, I think they got them right now going like 11 or 12. So, Mr. and what?
Mr. and Mrs. Heine.
Heine.
It's supposed to be Heine.
Heine. Gotcha.
Like Amy's Heine.
Well, I have been hunting, trying to get and I had yesterday, I done made my mind, I was going to get a doe yesterday for some more meat. And I'm telling you, she come, which my son, he texted me and told me she was on the way, which by the time, I never seen his text till after the fact. There's a limb. I'm telling you, it was nothing but a clear path behind me. And there was a limb about the size of a Coke can. And I'm telling you, she stopped and stood there for 5 minutes. And it did not matter where I went or what I done. I could not get a shot at her. Could not. She was like 20 yards or less.
So is the limb still there?
The limb is still there. So I couldn't get to the limb. If I could have got to the limb, I might would have cut it down. But we just walked in and just went up a tree on the backside of our place where we hunt at on our private land, a little spot of private. So I may try to make a video of the situation. I don't have a shot, but there was a confirmed down of something with horns.
Oh.
Yeah, that happened. So anyway, but I did not, because we got so busy and was trying to get it out. I forgot to wrap the video up. I didn't.
Oh no.
I didn't close it out, so I don't know if it will be anything if I'll put it out. So I've done it twice. I put my feeder up, my feeder video. I actually closed that video out and either did not have the camera on or somehow deleted it. I don't know what I done on it. Let's see what.
Oh,
according to which
time out.
shows.
Yeah, you got to keep going.
Yeah, Trey. I was trying to figure out why you look different tonight. Heck, is your glasses, old man? Well, today is a good day. Here's my glasses are right here. But I'm telling you, if you hadn't never heard me tell the story, I had I'm gonna say now it's been 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. I was on the way to work, had a motorcycle, and I hit a deer on the way to work on a motorcycle, and my head hit the asphalt and it busted my helmet. And ever since then, my eyes, there for a long time, I'm telling you, they got worse and worse. Well, there for a while, I had a bad concussion. Like, I sit at work, act like I was doing everything like I was supposed to at my job, but I'm telling you, I couldn't see nothing on the screen. Until I finally figured out, hey, why don't you try some reading glasses?
Yep.
And there's good days and bad days. And today's one of them, I can read everything just perfectly fine. But yeah, it definitely messed up something in my head. I mean, I was already messed up, but it really shook something up.
I can read the chat words, but all of us look blurry.
That's really, why I mean, I see everything perfectly fine. Yeah, that's why I quit paying attention to cars now. Yeah, hey, that's right, Dakota. You made the deal.
All I know is that the deer behind, or the buck behind Dale is, I keep seeing the lips move and he sounds like Dale. Is that one of them deer bass fish that?
No. I wouldn't let nobody do that to him.
No.
I'm sorry, I can't remember his name, but
Hank.
Hank. Oh, Hank. Like old Hank Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just sits up there and says, "Damn it, Bobby."
Yeah. Yeah, Laurie. I mean, there's scars. You can see that right there. I mean, the day that I hit the deer on the motorcycle, I was not wearing my jackets or anything. I had a T-shirt on.
Road rash.
Yep.
But you was wearing a helmet. I'm good for that.
It's
for you.
It's a yeah. It's a law here. We have to have a helmet on. But it was for about probably, I've got pictures on my phone of it, but probably 50 to 65 yards down the blacktop. There was blue marks from my blue jeans drug down the road. Yeah. And then I went off in the ditch. Don't remember any of it. Of course, I was like blacked out of it. And apparently somehow got up, got on the bike, drove it out the ditch, and went on to work. And when I got to work, I pulled up to the front door at work, killed it, got off the bike, walked in there bleeding, everything else, and told them that I thought I had a wreck.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you sell your blue jeans online? Because these kids are paying for ripped jeans now.
Dress for the slide, not the ride, says Sean.
Yeah. Well, and hey, and I normally had I wore a jacket almost every day, but it was one of them days that it was kind of hot. I'm like, I'm just going to work, Yep.
I don't know how many of them here, they don't wear helmets. I'm not a fan of a motorcycle. No way, shape, or form. In fact, the only fight I've ever had with my son-in-law was over a motorcycle. Him and my daughter, and she was pregnant with my oldest granddaughter. And
oh wow!
I told him, I said, you guys aren't very smart. That thing's pretty stupid. And he pretty much informed me that they were adults and had been married for 3 or 4 years. They could do whatever they wanted to do. And I said, yep, you're right. I said, it still don't mean that you're very intelligent, but you're right. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'm just not in a big hurry to go get cleaned up with scoop shovel and a putty knife. I mean,
I'm telling you, it happens in a hurry.
Yeah. Well, that's like any wreck. It can happen in a split millisecond. Don't matter if you're in a truck, car, tractor, or what. That's like I can't think. It's the one person I'm on their channel celebrating life. He was working on his tractor, and his tractor started teetering, and luckily he was paying attention, and he reached over and lowered it back down so that it didn't tip over.
Yeah.
I mean, it can happen in a split second.
Oh, we had a guy at work here, getting ready for hunting season. He had a little I want to say it's a 25 horse tractor, had a little, like a 4-foot bush hog on it, and was bush hogging. They told him everything was clear back there, just right down from work. And he flipped it upside down. And the only thing that saved him was it was like a ravine. And when it flipped, he went in the ravine, the tractor stuck on top of him, on top of it. If not, it might would have been bad.
Yeah.
There's my brother-in-law's brother-in-law. My brother-in-law's brother-in-law. There you go.
Am I the only one that can hear Dakota saying that? You know, my brother-in-law's brother-in-law.
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
Well, the only time that I was ever on a John Deere tractor, the only time I was working for this ranch, and my job was brush hogging the field. Well, the grass and the weeds and everything else was about 4 foot tall. Well, this guy also had an airport, a little small, his own runway and everything. And he said, well, down this row, there's, runway lights and all that. Don't hit them. They're so far off. I'm like, how in the heck am I going to see these things? Well, needless to say, he had to get new runway lights.
Hey, Dakota, I don't know what else you call it. But yeah, we do need, I'll definitely pray for him because that is bad. I'm with you. I tell you, some of the tractor accidents are some of the scariest things ever. I had I could tell you some pretty nasty, pretty scary tractor stories. I had a customer, a good close friend of mine, that was using an anhydrous applicator, and the main hose coming from the tank broke and shot it up in the cab of the tractor.
Ooh.
And emptied the whole tank out in the cab.
Ah.
They found the tractor like 7 miles away, where it run into a fence row, like great big tree, and it sat there and just dug until it blew the tires, the duals out on that tractor. But had another one that he was on the edge of a pond working and flipped his tractor upside down in the pond. Had another friend that was baling hay with a round baler and an open station tractor and fell off the tractor and bailed himself up in the baler.
Well, I got one for you, but this is the worst that I've ever had any dealings with. But it was an international combine, an older one, and they had problems with it choking up, stuff like that. Well, the farmer had been parked up there waiting, and the combine wasn't moving. So he went out there to go check on it. Well, he pulled up, of course, got out, walked up, and when he got out, he seen the guy's shoes out the back of the combine. And the only thing they could think was he tried to kick. It was choked up, and he tried to kick it. And anyway, it was nothing. The throat of a combine, you know how small that is, where the contact, everything goes up in there. Well, all that was there was from here up. Everything else was sucked into and through the combine. And what all that pertains to. That was a really bad deal.
Well, that's like, that was my coworker and my friend with the round baler incident. And
that's bad.
It's a bad deal. Like, had another friend, and he still works at the dealership. He worked on small square balers his whole life at a dealership. He's 60, 67, 68. You know, he should be retired by now. And about 3 years ago, he decided to work on his own square baler at home, and he's just messing with it and stuff. And he cut his own arm off in his own square baler. The plunger rolled ahead and the knife and just cut it off. I'm like, you know how many of them you worked on? Why would you do that? Yeah.
Well, but that's why, because you get so comfortable around it. It's just like people getting sucked up in drive shafts
Yeah.
and everything else. You get so comfortable doing it that you get careless with the situation. You know,
Is that
we had a
like-
guy here- huh?
I was going to say, is that like a person installing a deer feeder?
Yeah.
Well, I think installing a deer feeder ain't quite as bad. That's the first time I'd ever seen one of those things.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I wish if I just threw it away today. You ought to have seen the old feeder motor that come off of Daddy's feeder. I just changed it last week. It was just about, the squirrels had just about chewed it into, the motor was about to fall off. It's the same type motor as what I had on that one in the video, except it didn't have the deterrent stuff on it, the shocking stuff. I'm telling you, squirrels had literally about done eat the plastic completely. It wasn't very much holding, and it would just fell off. I mean, it just, so I seen that and I'm like, it was like, I think it was $25 more, I think, for the one that shocks the, and it's made for coons and squirrels.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I told Jessica, I'm gonna get that. It's worth it. Cause I'm telling you, I got pictures of them coons be hung upside down and they're reaching in there, spinning that thing, and you got all the deer and all the other coons standing under it, looking up, waiting on the corn to fall out.
Teamwork.
Yeah, that's it. But it ain't now. I hadn't had a single picture of a coon hung upside down on it yet.
No, they're all down on the ground, sitting there going like,
That's what Dakota had said, that he had deer that would reach up there and I guess take their tongue or their nose or something and spin that. I said that would be a shocker to one of them.
You would probably solve them deer from coming back around there.
It probably would.
So I got a story along that electrification deal. So I actually told this a while back, and no, this isn't me leaving because this story is too funny. But you know, I've told you that I used to raise English coon dogs, and you know, I would have litters and I would train them and hunt them and sell them to people and stuff like that. I had this female puppy.
I gotta move. I'm getting kicked out. Y'all go ahead. I'm finna put you on pause a second.
Okay. Anyway, so we're out taking this puppy with an older dog, and we're out there hunting, and we go driving along the road. And the best thing to do when you got a little puppy like that kind of has an idea what they're supposed to be doing is to find a coon crossing the road, you know. And so then what do is you stop and you turn that pup out on that real hot coon that's crossing the road, you know. So my dad and I are driving along, and I mean, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's darker than dark, like there's no moon. And we see this coon cross the road into this cornfield, standing corn, you know, it's before season ever started, right during sweet corn time. It's like optimum. And we turn this pup loose, and both of us are like, oh, this is going to be cool. You know, and pretty soon, dog opens, and the race is on. You can hear it through this corn. Sounds like 5,000 head of cows going through this cornfield, and it's just one dog and this little coon, you know. And just, and it's on. And about that time, we're standing there on the side of the road, kind of by the truck with our lights off, just listening to this. Both of us just giggling and carrying on and stuff. And about that time, we hear through the grass, and then you could hear toenails. And there was a telephone pole right there next to us with a transformer on it. And you could hear those up that pole. And I thought, this is going to be cool. That coon just run up that electric pole and this puppy's gonna come in here and tree right beside the road. So sure enough, here she comes, and she no more than hits that electric pole and just opens up with a big old ball. And all of a sudden, it's like you turned on all the lights in a national football stadium instantly, except for on top of that, that coon got up there and tried to climb on top of that transformer and was touching the ground running up that pole and that transformer at the same time, got like 1100 volts instantly. Oh my gosh. And it was like, and then all of a sudden, just this coon hits the ground, and this thing is like glowing charcoal.
Smoke coming up.
Yes.
Yep.
Hey, Trey, you need to go back and turn the light off. You looked a lot younger.
Yeah.
There you go.
You need to do this, Trey.
There you go. Yeah.
It was, I'm telling you. And you know what? For some reason, that dog never turned out worth a darn.
Scared him to death.
Yeah, it just flat ruined that female. But
yeah. Well, Jenny, if Bowen's got to figure out a good recipe first. If Bowen figures out a good recipe on that coon, where it's really good, I can hook him up. I'll ship him all the coon he could possibly want.
Have you ever ate alligator?
Oh, I love alligator.
See,
yeah.
Everybody says they love alligator.
Oh, yeah.
Because
gator tail is one of the best things I love gator tail fried.
Well, if you back in the day when I was a deputy sheriff in Orange, Texas, which is in the southeast portion of Texas, right up there by Lake Charles, Louisiana. Anyhow, there was a town called Vidor, Texas. It was they had only one person that was another color, and because they were, and I was a member of the volunteer fire department. We went to several cross burnings or reported fires, and they turned out to be crosses. It was terrible. But anyway, I was a dive master for scuba diving. And we had to go find this mother who tried to rescue her son, and both were lost in the Sabine River.
Wow.
So I go down 20 feet. I've got a rope line, a safety line around my wrist that goes up to the surface. And if anybody pulled it 3 times, that meant something was wrong, danger or whatever. Well, while I was down there, to make a long story short, I felt, the water movement. And I reached out and I touched something, and I thought I was touching an adult or a person in the belly. I get 3 more, pulls. I'm going, okay. So I go up, and but when I hit the surface, everybody's yelling, "Gator!" You ever seen a guy trying to run on water? Well, I tried. Ever since then, I was like, no, I ain't messing with no gators. No.
Wow. They are friendly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're real. They'll reach out and touch you and say hi.
Yeah, there's some big competition hunts going on right now, Dakota. $15,000. And the truck hunt's coming up and stuff like that. So
the truck, like giving a truck away?
Yeah, if you win the hunt, you win a brand new pickup.
So how do they determine who wins that? Is just who
it's scored on points. So you tell, like you cast your dogs out there, and the first dog to open on the track, you call it, and you're like, strike Dan, and then he has to make that track. There's lots of rules there, and then when that dog trees or locates that it treed the coon, then you say tree Dan, and that's worth so many points for first, second, third, and fourth. And then when you go in there and score it, if they have the coon, you get those points. If they don't, then you go negative, stuff like that, or if they quit. So it's all a points game along with everything, and it ain't real hunting. I mean, it's competition. It's like anything that's competition. Like people try to say, I've said this time and time again about like show animals at the county fair or some world, national show. They're like, well, that ain't what real pigs are. That ain't what real cattle are. Well, they're not supposed to be. It's just like I said, you don't watch Miss America and there's some old gal on there 6 axe handles wide with only one tooth. Like, I mean, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be mean. I can throw rocks. Look at me. I'm a heavy set dude, but like, it's a beauty pageant and it's a competition. Like,
you can rock the swimsuit, Dale.
Yeah. Me?
Yeah. Well, we have Tony. I don't know where Tony has been, but Tony has a little figurine of Dale.
It ain't me. That's Tony.
In his little green.
My beard is not gray.
You know what we need to do, Trey? We need to send
Have a
Dale
good night at work, Evan.
Some of that, graying stuff that you put on the beard.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, gray him up.
I really thought about it. Halloween. I really thought about putting baby powder in my beard and then coming on and saying, "Hey, it's a brand new day."
Yep, little Johnny Gillamere. We're just invading their wetlands. Yeah, Dakota, I bet that'd be cool going hunting with him if he'd let you tag along, watching some good dogs run.
I'm telling you, so good dogs are good dogs. But a legit, real good coon hound ain't a great competition hound. For one, it's like bird dog trials. If you ever been around bird dog trial dogs, like they run out of the country, they use like horses and stuff to follow them. And they run 100 miles an hour, all throughout the country. No one wants to bird hunt behind one of them. Yeah. Like a legit bird dog is going to hunt for you, not for themselves, and run clear out of the country and stuff like that,
Well, we went duck hunting and dove hunting, but we used Labradors.
Yeah.
And, it's like as soon as, you would use them, and it was like they'd go out and get the bird, come right back. And that was their job.
Yeah.
My dad's GSP is like, it's like confused. I think he thinks he's a lab because that is the wateringest GSP I've ever seen in my life. Like, he loves the water.
Yeah.
If there's a pond, he's going to be in it.
My male loves water.
So maybe it's not just him. Maybe that's just kind of a GSP.
Yeah.
Certain lines of GSPs have that in them.
Yeah. Some like water. My 2 females don't, but my male, he loves it. I keep them a swimming pool, one of them little kiddie pools, especially during the summer. Keep it full, and he loves getting in that thing.
My dad has a pond right behind his house.
Yep, we do.
That's what he does all summer long. He'll turn Blitz loose to go run and play, and run off energy out of the pen, and that's right where he goes straight to that pond. And I mean, it looks like one of them dock dogs. Like, he'll leap from the dam and go out there like 10 foot in the water, splash like cannonball, and then he's swimming all over that thing. I'm like, that dog is not wired right, Dad, until I go hunting with him. When we go pheasant hunting, I'm like, that is the coolest dog I've ever hunted with.
Now, see, I've never gone pheasant hunting.
Me neither. We don't have them here.
I mean, the first I've heard stories like the first time you go, and because you're not expecting, those things will scare the living daylights out of you because
it'll make you poop down your leg the
Yep.
first time one comes up right next
Yep.
to you.
So,
well, my oldest boy, he stepped on one. He stepped on a hen, stepped right on her, and then he picked up his foot and he's like, "That didn't feel right." So he looked down. There was a hen there, and he like kicked it to see if it was alive, and it kind of like shook, and then just walked off through the grass. Which you don't harvest hens,
Yeah.
The only thing you harvest is roosters.
The roosters. Yep.
We had another guy. This has been about 3 years ago. We were out walking through this CRP clear over the top of your head, and so thick you just like it's misery. You can't kick your foot to walk through this. And we're going along, and all of a sudden, this kid that's like in the middle of like 8 of us, he's like, "Whoa!" And you see him just reach out, and then all of a sudden he just holds up above his head this flopping rooster. It was right in front of him on the grass, and it was all kind of like caught up in that grass that he was standing on, so it couldn't get nowhere. So he just reaches out and grabs that rooster by his neck.
That's pretty good.
Trey, are you getting tired?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know what I have struggled for a week. It's like I cannot get right. I'm actually going to the doctor tomorrow. I'm like, something's got to be out of whack. So I stay tired here lately. It's hard for me to get myself motivated to go do something. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out.
I had to go back to work today, so I'm yawning and carrying on. And
I go back.
What's that like? What's that? I'm sorry. I'm retired. What is that like, guys?
I know. Hey, I catch enough grief already because I'm a teacher, and I got 1 week off. And during Thanksgiving, everybody's like, "Man, it must be nice." I'm like, "Yeah."
No.
Well, I go back Thursday on days, and I'm only going to work 4 days again for the third hitch in a row, and then I'm going to be off 10 again. So,
one day, Trey, you're going to have to tell me either by text or whatever what you do, because I'm trying to figure out how. Or I'm just, I know what Dale does, and they know what I do but I have yet to.
Yeah, but we don't know. You don't do nothing. We
Oh no! I mean, my day. I have to look at my watch or my phone to tell me what day it is.
I am a gas plant operator.
You're the guy that eats the beans.
I mean, I literally for 98% of my job is sitting there. I got a whole bunch of screens in front of me, and I monitor screens. I work for Schlumberger or Schlumberger, however some people say it, or as they've rebranded themselves as just SLB because Schlumberger is too hard to spell or say.
Is Schlumberger? Is that another word for, what's that? Dale, help me out. A fart gas?
Yeah, fart. Flatulence.
That's the word I was looking for. Sorry, I've got a 3rd grade education.
I got kicked out of the 3rd grade for not shaving.
Yeah, I believe it.
Look, I just had to do that tonight, which I didn't touch this little spot, but it was so bad. I trimmed up tonight a little bit. It's December the 2nd, and I had to do something. I couldn't handle it.
The only reason why I trimmed up the sides a little bit, and the only reason why I did is because when I pulled my shotgun up there, my beard got caught underneath the butt of it, and that hurt. So I trimmed up everything.
Yeah. I seen your cartoon earlier.
Didn't Nana say you don't shave your beard and all that? And so don't get her mad.
No. No, you're talking about my burr. Yeah, I got a couple burr in that thing. I'm on my tractor spreading that rock inside of that building, and as I back up with the bucket still, partially down, and I'm like repositioning it, it flips this cocklebur plant, and that cocklebur comes flying up and stuck right here in my beard. And if you know what I showed everybody what a cocklebur looks like. It's like a little egg with spines all over it. That thing just starts embedding, and the more you try to mess with it, the more hair it gets in it. And I could have died. It was horrible.
I can see you going to the emergency room with all these marks on your, from that cocklebur,
Yeah, because if I'd had to cut that thing out, it'd been horrible. I can't cut.
Slumberger. Yeah, that's right. Slumberger. It's Slumberjay. It's how I think Dakota used to work for him too at one point, but it's Slumberjay. But when I get ready to spell it, if I'm doing something legal or something, I'm like, okay, Slumberger. It's got an H in there. Slumberger. I have to say it. It's the way I'm gonna spell it.
It sounds like a name of a cheese. Like, I'm going to cut the cheese.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Oh, the company that it would be like up here would be Southern Star. That's the gas company up here.
Well, and the thing is, like Slumberjay, they're actually a drilling company. We used to be Cameron is the company that I was. That's the company I worked for was Cameron. Well, Slumberjay come in and bought us out, and us and Snyder, Texas, a plant in Snyder, Texas, are the only two. And we're technically, it is a gas plant, but our technical word is we're a CO2 recovery plant. So they send us the old dirty. They send us the old dirty CO2. We clean
it's dirty.
We send it back to them.
If you're sitting in an office for 12 hours.
Okay, so you're not like natural gas.
No.
Oh, what I was talking about is natural gas.
No, they take, so they're oil. They're oil and gas. So they get gas out the ground, they get oil out the ground. And they use the CO2 to push. So they push the CO2 in, and the more pure the CO2 is, the better it pushes. So, yeah.
Okay, so like what I'm talking about, what this company does is just north of us up here, there's a humongous void in this high quartz limestone. And so they pump natural gas from all over Texas, Oklahoma, and all over Kansas, pipeline it up here to the north of us, and then they pump it all in the ground in that void, and that's their storage facility. And there's a town built over the top of it, and if you live in that town, you don't have a gas bill. It's 100% free.
Wow.
Them guys up there, them farmers, they'll have like 60 by 100 shops that are completely, come wintertime, they'll be 85 degrees in that shop, Yep.
Well, Exxon just bought the company that we're contracted to. Exxon just bought them. They actually bought them been close to a year ago, but it's all just finally going on into effect and officially going. But the reason Exxon bought the company that we are is because they own the largest CO2 pipelines in the country. Well, and CO2 is all this carbon capture stuff.
Oh yeah.
So that's where
they're actually getting carbon credits because they're using that carbon.
Exactly. So Exxon just used their head there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I can say is I remember the Exxon Valdez, and somebody wasn't using their head for then.
Yeah.
Bo Sivas, that would be Welda, Kansas.
Well,
no, you don't want to move there.
You don't want to move there.
100 people, middle of nowhere.
Sounds like a lot part of Texas. Yes, yeah, that's what they do. They take the CO2, they get the dirty CO2 out the ground. It'll come to us at say 92% purity, and we run it through everything. We strip it, and then we send them back the pure, and we send them back 98 to 99%. And then we strip everything that we strip out of that CO2 is they make a lot of money off of. They actually use the stuff. Seen Lori said propane a while ago. That's actually one thing that gets stripped out of it. One of the things they use is NGLs is one of the biggest things.
Yep.
Strip, and they sell that, and they use that to make some of the propane. They
build a soybean crush and soy diesel plant, to the east of us, right across the Missouri line. And that plant, they thought of everything, like basically everything that plant puts out, someone wants. But they didn't even think about the CO2. And like after the plant was pretty much almost made, somebody come to them and wanted to buy the CO2. And so they had to like redesign.
Yeah.
And they say they actually do almost better on the CO2 than they do with everything else, and it's like a byproduct of what they're doing,
That's the bad thing. Like the NGLs is a byproduct of what we do. And we are a CO2 recovery plant is what we are, but nobody calls us that. Everybody calls us there. We're considered an NGL plant because they make so much money off the NGLs. Yep, they make a lot of money off the NGLs.
Well, I'll think about you guys every time that you have to go to what's that 4-letter word?
Yeah, work. Yep. There's one behind. That's right, Bowen.
Here's the problem with you moving to Kansas to film for me. You would have to work for nothing. Because I can't afford to hire you. I can't afford to pay you nothing.
You can pay him in coons.
I could do that.
Hey, there's
I tell you what, all of a sudden, I kind of got to watching a little bit of The Last Stand. It's Lucky Duck Predator Calls has them on here. They're coyote and bobcat predator calling, I've watched some of them episodes, and I didn't think Lisa was paying any attention to it at all. And all of a sudden she's doing dishes and she's like, I took it off, and got ready to put another video on there. And she's like, hey, I was watching that. And I'm like, you're watching that? She goes, I could get into that hunting. She goes, there's some other stuff that maybe I'm not into. She said, but whacking coyotes, I'd be all about that because she hates coyotes,
Well, look, I need to try to plan and come up there because it's cool. I don't know when it's legal up there, but
year round.
Yeah, I got you. So, do y'all have like a 5-day permit or something like that up there? A fella could get, or
no?
Is it somewhere?
You buy a year non-resident license. It's $192.
$192.
Will they take a check?
Well, I'm telling you,
if you want to sell them, you got to have a fur harvester.
Oh, I ain't worried about that. I can leave that to you. But I got.
They ain't worth nothing.
I got something I could bring up there, and you could have a ball. Nana could have a ball with it if she likes watching it.
Oh, she'd want to partake.
Oh,
she's like, but we don't have we don't have the tools that we need as far as the Freedom sticks. And I said, oh, yeah, I do. I got a 243. I got a 12 gauge.
Yep.
We got all we need.
It's a little bit more than coon hunting we're talking about there, old Bo Cephas. Well, I have a 6-arc AR with a thermal on it.
Oh, you're one of them thermal ones.
Yeah, it works really nice. And then I have a 223 AR with a night vision on it.
I want so Rick Paulette, the guy that owns Lucky Duck Predator Calls and the one that creates all the calls and everything, all those sounds. He's on there and he was shooting 22 Creed.
22 Creed.
Creedmoor. I'd never heard of it.
Yeah.
But he's like, dude, because they used to do 223 and everything else, 22 250. And he's like, this 22 Creed is the thing.
Yeah.
All I can say is all the things that I had when I moved to Texas, I was out in a boat and everything fell out. Went down 100 foot. So, you know, I got a wrist rocket.
that ain't good. That ain't good. Yeah, I've
never heard of one either. A 22 Creedmoor. I'm kind of intrigued.
The bolt gun that I have that I like to do my coat hunting with is a 22 250. I love my 22 250.
My dad always wanted a 20. My dad wants two different ones, and he wants a 22 250 and a 22 mag.
Yeah.
And I like 22 mag is pretty good round. Like,
yeah.
But I had a buddy that had a 204.
Yeah,
that's a bad little dude.
Yep. I got if you've ever heard of a 17 WSM.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That it's a 28 caliber neck down.
Hi, Tina.
Hey, Tina. Hello. Yeah, they have the 6.5 Creed, they have the 22 Creed, they have a 6 Creed. And I'm trying to think I think that may be it. It might be just those 3. And the one that I got is a new round. I say new, it's been out now a couple of years, but it's the 6-arc. You get a chance, Bo, and if you into that, look up a 6-arc. It's a 6mm ARC. It was specifically designed by Hornady for a AR. People are taking the round, they're buying the brass, and you can pump it up pretty good and make a really, really bad bolt gun out of it. But it is a tack driver in a gas gun, which is what it was. It was specifically made. It was a round that was made for the military. One of your branches of the military actually use the 6-arc.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the next big thing.
And it is very, very accurate.
To replace the 5.56.
Mm-hmm. And they've come out with so many rounds that's doing that. All right, Tina. They've come out with so many of those rounds now that it's a lot. All the different military branches are all using different. What is the other one is a 6.8 is another one they're using that some have adopted.
Well, the thing I cried over was when they got rid of the traditional 45 and went to the 9.
Yeah. That had something to do with the weight too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know I've had a few of those.
Yeah.
And, you know, I even carried one on duty. But I have to understand, but it does make a nice hole in paper.
Yeah. It does. It does.
I mean, that's like taking buckshot versus a slug out of a shotgun, which is going to make a bigger hole.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's kind of where
this 22 Creed.
Yeah.
3,300 feet per second, 80 grain projectile.
Yep.
988 foot-pounds of energy at 500 yards.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's like you were saying, Dale, earlier. I think Dale, on the 22, what is a 223? Well, it's a 22.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's like they're sitting there saying, well, 22s can't kill anything. And I'm like, hey, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
That's the reason, like the 6 ARC and all the new rounds have come out, because what they found is the bad guys have found that if you stay far enough away, that the 22 caliber stuff, it can unalive you, but the capability of it at that range is very, very slim. The 308 version of it will unalive you easily at that, but the downside to that is you're having to carry that big 10 around, an AR-10 around, all the ammo and all that. So the deal behind the 6.8 and the 6 ARC is you can get the range and the damage as the 308 in a 15 platform. That's the whole reasons behind the 6.8s and the 6
Well,
ARC.
I'm gonna tell you, you can go to any gun shop or pawn shop, anything like that. You can buy as many 6.5s as you want, and no matter what platform you want around here, because everybody went to it. Oh, it's the new greatest thing, and everybody's getting rid of it.
You know what they call the 6.5 Creedmoor around here? The 6.5 Bleedmore.
Mm-hmm.
They're not. It ain't taking care of business.
It's got no knockdown to it.
Yep. The 6.5 PRC is a whole nother level. It's bad.
But that was me.
Sorry, Dale. Go ahead.
That was me with the 243. I hated it. I got a Remington 700 243, and I hated that thing because I was used to a lever 30-30, and if you pull the go button, whatever it's at is going to be right there.
Yeah.
It's over. But that 243, they're going to go 100 yards or they're going to go 60 yards or, and that's why I didn't like it. Well, my buddy, he loads and he's like, oh, I got something that will. And I can't even tell you what it is. All I know is I take him brass and he's like, here you go. And they're like black tipped projectiles.
In the 243?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you the craziest thing. So the 6 ARC and Remington come out. Remington had a 6mm, and there was other that had it. But a 6mm and a 243 are identical.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something about that 6mm. I don't know what, but that every one of my kids have taken their first deer with a Remington 6mm old what do they call it? Wingmaster, I think it is. It's an automatic Remington. And I'm telling you, that thing, they don't move. I do not know the difference. I've never really dug into it, but it's like the 6 arc I got, it's lethal.
I'll never forget. There was a guy across the river bottom from where I harvested him, and they had a 6mm, and that thing sounded like eggs frying. Like you always knew it was them.
Yeah.
And then it sounded just like eggs frying, and then you knew when the hit was.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
Yep.
Trey, you send me what night vision you have. I'm curious.
The night vision or the thermal?
Oh, I'll settle for both. Remember what was that movie? Navy SEALs that had Charlie Sheen in it.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen was
and there was a guy. The actor was named God, and he had the 50 cal or whatever. And then he went up, and every time it was like, well, let me switch to this, and he had like everything in thermal, night vision, and it was just like everything in one scope. I was like, and where's this scope at?
Yeah.
I'd hate to see the price if they have one. I'd hate to see a price for that particular scope.
Yeah. Mine is a middle of the road Pulsar. It's mine's a Pulsar Thermion too.
Hang on, let me find the internet. And
can you help us poor people?
Said it was a Pulsar. What now?
Pulsar Thermion 2 is mine. That's the one. Mine is. I'm trying to remember. That's the bad thing. I'm trying to remember. Mine is a XQ50. I believe is what mine is.
How about that XG50?
The XG. That one is. It's got lesser power.
Okay, well, there's a Thermion 2 XP50.
XP is the cheaper, I think. The cheapest one. I can't either the XQ or the XP is the cheapest one. And then the other one is the second up, and then you've got the third. So yeah, Bowen, can you help us? Look, you can. All it takes is in that situation is debt.
Holy Jehoshaphat! Oh, it's on sale right now, and I'm not even going to tell you how much. Holy moly!
Hey, I'm going to tell you something. I got 22 college young guys that don't even have full-time jobs, and every one of them was in there talking today that they're ordering the thermal or the night vision because they're all into predator hunting at night,
If you're going to do it, the night vision is by far the cheapest. You can get night vision reasonable. You can buy a cheap night vision scope and spend the money and buy you a really good IR, and you've got something. The problem with night vision is it takes you so long to scan. If you're scanning like we do, we scan big fields. We go looking for hogs, coyotes. We may pull up in a 500-acre field, look, see what's out there. And it takes you forever to scan with that night vision.
Where if you have thermal, it just goes.
Take that thermal, you can jump out the vehicle and scan that whole 500 acres in about 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
Yeah, but for that much, that's on sale. And I'm not that's what I just looked it up at, and that was on Pulsar's website.
Mine was 45.
You know how many OU football games I could go to?
I've had mine for a few years now.
But yeah, I mean, I would love to have one. It's just that I mean, I just like my dream pew pew or pole puncher that I've always wanted. It was a 308 M1A because I couldn't get the M14, obviously for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So finally, I came into a deal, and I was like, "Boom! Here it is." And I got one. Now, is it a deer hunting rifle? No.
Yeah.
But could it be? Yeah. Well,
Oh yeah.
I've got two 308s. I've got a Bolt, and then I've got the M1A.
Yeah. Well, the thermal was something that I wanted, and I saved, and I put back for that thermal for probably a year and a half before I went and got it. And what I done? No. But they have here every year the first Saturday in September is tax-free weekend, and I think they do that a lot of places, but here it's the first Saturday, first Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in September is tax-free weekend. So I went and I got it that weekend, and they had it's a little deal. You can do a 0 interest through them. So what I did left over, I just 0 interested it. So, and got it.
I miss Western Auto.
Yeah.
Because at Western Auto stores, you could go get a, shotgun, a 22 or whatever. You could put it on layaway.
Well, and I did. See, I had that one on layaway. I put it on layaway probably 6 months before I bought it. And you can do that. You can, that's why we have big purchase stuff that we're going to do here of a new gun or bow or something. You can go put it on layaway 7-8 months in advance and just pay on it, whatever. And you can pay everything but $1 on it and wait until that tax-free weekend and go get it for tax-free. And that's what the tax-free weekend here is huge.
Yeah, but where you go? I mean, is it you going to Walmart?
No, it's Walmart can do it if Walmart wants to. But it's normally like all your outfitting stores, like your big outfits. They do it. Everybody does. They do it. At one time, they done it for 4-wheelers too. You could buy that weekend if you went and bought a new ATV or side by side that weekend. It was tax free, and in
the state of Kansas, it's still tax free if it's farm use.
Yeah. I'm out, Amy.
Side by side.
Yeah. We can do the same thing here with our tax ID number if we have, but on the tax free weekend with it, everybody could,
Yeah.
Well, I guess I have to see what Oklahoma's got as far as when they're tax free, and then find out, research, see who's got the layaways. Because we've got Atwood's. No, Tractor Supply doesn't have anything because Atwood's does.
Y'all don't have like some mom and pop places around?
I live in a city that is a population of 3,000. Salute. And, about the only mom and pop thing we got around here is little convenience stores and a grocery store that's, and of course we got a Dollar General.
Oh, I bet there's
Dollar General in every corner.
I bet not very far from you there's going to be a sporting goods place.
Well, there is
like Trey saying, a little mom and pop.
Yeah.
Well, there's a Oklahoma Trooper that has a gun store and gunsmithing place, but you go to those places and you've got to pay, a little bit more for certain items and things like that because.
All right, Amy. Good night.
I'll be watching for the package, Amy.
She never did. She never did give us what all we ever got was what had happened would.
Yeah.
We didn't never get.
Yeah,
I guess we'll
wait.
get
Get
tomorrow
the
night.
full story tomorrow night.
Yeah, but Trey won't be here to be on there to back me up. He'll be in the chat somewhere.
I'll be on tomorrow night. Should I'm trying to think what I got tomorrow night. I think I'm good tomorrow night.
I don't know that I will, because my niece that I don't hardly ever get to see is going to be playing basketball in town not very far away, and her mama sent a message and wanted to know if we would come to the game. So
Well, you got to go to that now. You got to go. That's family.
This girl's she's pretty awesome.
They're only young ones.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what my son, their football ended Friday night. So
I hate that for them, but
man, and we were up like 20, I think it was 22-7 at the half. And it was just, our offense fell apart. Could not, fumbling. It just, I don't know if they got too overconfident, where the other team made good adjustments. They put some pressure on our quarterback, and that kind of made him. But man, and the bad thing is, this weekend was going to be easy. We were probably the two toughest teams left in our division.
that's the way it always works out, man.
Yeah, and we had it. We were the better, but I will tell you, they had two running backs. I'm telling you, they had two stallions. It ain't no doubt. Our defense was having to work hard because they did not pass the ball. I bet you the whole game, they didn't pass the ball 10 times the entire game. So you knew what they were doing.
One of those.
That's
Beat
kinda
you
like-
by 3 yards in a cloud of dust until they
Yeah.
just wear you clear out and then run it out the other
Well,
end.
And that's kind of what happened. It wasn't that our offense couldn't stay on the field, so therefore our defense couldn't stay off the field.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, by the end of the third quarter, it started taking its toll. The first half, our defense was shutting them down. Offense was going out, marching the ball down the field. All that. Thank you, Dana.
Hi, Dana.
Yeah.
That's kind of like your quarterback on LSU. He took a hit, and he was hurting.
Oh, yeah.
And then, boom, he's back in. I was like, holy Toledo.
Yeah, they took him back and gave him a X-ray or something, checked him out. And
Yeah, they did something.
They may have given him a shot of that feel-good juice too. I don't really know what went on back there, but
He might have had some boudin.
That's what it was. It was that magic boudin.
Hey, they down there where the real boudin's at down there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just sitting there, and when he came back, he's one heck of a quarterback. He was slinging them out, and I was just like, holy Toledo! I was surprised we even got points.
Yeah. Well,
we probably could have won against Iowa State if our number one weapon wouldn't have. The portal's wide open. I'm gonna jump ship before the last game.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. The portal.
That portal has ruined the game, man.
I will say this one thing that it's done, and when you see teams like Alabama and Georgia and even LSU's had their dominant years too, but what you're seeing is now on a week in and week out basis, you're seeing the smaller teams that normally honestly wouldn't stand a chance against those big teams be able to come in and have a chance. That's why you've had so many upsets this year, because normally, it's like, just say Alabama when Nick Saban was there in his heydays.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
His heydays in Alabama, they had 5 stars that was backing up 5 stars.
Yeah,
that had 4 stars backing them up, 3rd string 4 stars.
They were just building.
Yeah,
It was programs. It was a legacy.
Exactly. And
that's what they've took out of the game now.
Yeah.
Like, there's no longer going to be. It takes 2 or 3 years for a team to build up and really gel, or build a program for 2 or 3 years and then be dominant for 5 years.
Yeah, and here's the deal: these kids have always got paid, but you had to keep it to a minimum. But it's just like the Underwood kid, Bryce Underwood, that was coming to LSU. He's been locked in LSU. I mean, I'm an LSU purple and gold through and through. Well, then all of a sudden, Michigan throws, "Hey, we'll give you $10.5 million in NIL." Well, I mean, what kid or what person isn't gonna jump ship for $10.5 million?
Exactly.
But I mean, what is? I mean, is Michigan really gonna make that night, Uni?
No,
they're never gonna. I mean, it's like Tyrann Mathieu, the honey badger for LSU said. He said if the portal would have been here, he hates the portal because the portal would have been here when he was there. He wouldn't have had to sit behind Patrick Peterson and all of them. He said sitting behind them, going against them every day in practice made him better, made him the player he is today.
Bingo.
Because of that.
You wouldn't. So then you didn't have things like, Fort Scott's known for John Paul Pierre.
Yeah.
He would have went nowhere because he wouldn't have worked his way up through.
That's right. All right, Tina. Good night. Thank you.
Night, Tina.
Yeah, and Laurie, that's what it's come to. Like I said, they've always done it. It's not a secret that it's always been done, but it used to be done to a, kind of like Alabama. It used to be the running joke. If you went to Alabama, part of your welcoming gift was a brand new Dodge Charger. That was part of your package when you come to school there. It was a brand, and it was like that everywhere. Everybody had their perks and kinks of that. So in a sense, I guess it's made some of the college football a little bit more competitive across the board. But at the same time, I mean, it's I think it's hurting some down the field because they're not getting the coaching at some of these little schools.
No.
And
that's like that Arizona State. My gosh, that guy looks like he's 20 years old that's coaching them, But I seen they put a whooping on Arizona,
Oh, yeah.
They're kind of a legit team. But
Yep. But you can do it now if you got, that's where you're seeing some of the big schools take over some of this stuff because where the money is. USC. Look at Oregon right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's big money at them schools. And Texas. Look at Texas right now. I mean, Texas has bought their way. I mean, Texas A&M. Now, Texas A&M has been a belly flop. They had the most expensive and the best class to ever come through there. Jimbo's the year before Jimbo got fired, or made resign, whatever he ended up doing.
Home of the Mahomes.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, but anyway, I don't know. I'm not.
That's Texas A&M. That was a team that everybody was always just kind of this like. Nobody really thought a lot of them, but you were always kind of were nervous when you played them. And then all of a sudden they got in the Big 12, and then they become this force to be reckoned with for a while.
Yeah.
And now they're kind of like, I don't know about y'all, Yeah.
Yep. That's right. That's right. So, well, I don't know, but it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. I mean, that's part of the world that we live in now. Can't hurt nobody's feelings. Nobody can be told no.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget all the participation trophies.
Oh yeah, we got to have participation.
I'm out on those participation trophies.
Oh, I am too, but that's the way it is. Hey, there's Mama jumping in late.
Hi, Vicky.
Hi, Vicky.
But I'm that one that's, we get in the car, we leave a ball game somewhere, we're going to talk about what we could have done better to be better. I don't think that's bad. So, sometimes it's just, it ain't always, oh, buddy, you did so good. Let's go get you a snow cone, or let's go get some ice cream. It don't matter that you fumbled the ball 3 times or you struck out every time you come up. We don't worry about that stuff. Yeah, everybody's going to get a trophy. I'm not built that way.
The whole time showing, we were only like that one with one species, and that was we showed lambs just so Rooster would have a second animal to sell at the county fair. Yeah. And I just flat told him, I'm like, this lamb deal, that's your deal. And he got to getting them from his buddy and from his aunt. And it was just, it was like a 4-H, just feed out, do the best job you can feeding it out. And it is what it is,
Yeah.
But everything else was like, we're going to do the best of our ability with the money that we can afford, and we were successful. But
yeah, you're right. I mean, why have the? Well, I mean, but the rules is getting even worse. And I understand you've got to protect some of these kids, but it's just like now, if you get back there and you lay a finger on the quarterback after he's thrown the ball, it's personal.
Come on. I'm telling you, that is getting to be the most ridiculous part of it.
I mean, it is, So I understand you
it's have like, well, pretty soon let's just go ahead and make it flag football. So all the,
Yeah.
Well, what's going on with the refs here lately? Here lately, a lot of the refs, different refs, have been called. It's like they're missing calls or they're calling them wrong.
Let me tell you, it's like the other night at our football game. Now, I'm not one of these that want to blame things on refs. Yes, refs do. Do stuff.
They're human. I understand.
But it is some of that stuff is very obvious. Like we played a South Louisiana team the other night, and LHSAA, our Louisiana High School Athletic Association, is in South Louisiana. And it just so happened that when the refs got sent to us, they was South Louisiana refs. And I will say there was very noticeable, like there were several times, like there was tackles, kids were tackled and on the ground before the ball got to them. And they like, what we didn't see that. Like
bingo.
And I don't know. But that's always been. I mean, you look through the years. I mean, even way back. I mean, people throw games, refs. I mean, I don't know. There's no true honesty in any of it. I guess it's just as honest as you can get with it. I don't know. Yeah, very, very biased in the situation. You're right, Lori.
Well, my deal is like, so I see it on the high school level too. I don't have any kids involved anymore, but I love basketball.
Yeah.
And I'm one of them fans that, some people don't like the way I act because I ain't afraid,
Yeah.
When they miss that call, or they get that call wrong, I'm going to voice my opinion. And, it used to be that's like part of the game. Like refs knew that, you're going to hear some of that and big deal,
Yeah.
You got to be like a duck in the water. It's got to just roll off of you, man. Or you're going to go, hey, I kind of missed that, because I wasn't paying attention or whatever.
Yeah.
But now They got these kids standing up at the beginning of the game reading this, sportsmanship saying how the crowd should not be involved other than positive only.
Yeah.
And all this garbage. And, I'll say I was the only time I was escorted from a junior high volleyball game, but it wasn't just me. It was me and the school superintendent, both.
Yeah, that's
over
right.
a call.
Yep.
We're like, it's on film right here. We can show you. You got it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really got bad.
Well, that's the reason why I won't do NFL, because it's ridiculous.
Yep.
I mean, they're making these players not care about anything except one thing: is how much can I get?
How much
to play?
money? How much you gonna pay me? I get so sick of that. What am I worth? How much you gonna pay me?
Well, it's like Zalance Hurd for LSU. Okay, he went to one of our local high schools, Neville High School here. Same school. He was a year behind Will Campbell, who was a starter, been a starter since his freshman year at LSU. Both of them were offense. I think they're offensive tackles, left, whatever. Anyway, daggum, I'm sorry.
No, it's staying fly.
Yeah, one fly keeps going around. Well, he committed to LSU too with Will Campbell. He come a year behind Will Campbell. Well, he was going to start that night. He was a backup his freshman year there, and he was good. Potential, going to be really good. He didn't want to sit. Tennessee offered him more money. The LSU was paying him $1 million to be the backup. His freshman year, he made $1 million to be the backup at LSU. He told LSU he wanted more money. LSU's like, we can't give you more money. Is more or less what it come down to. Tennessee offered him more money, and he transferred to Tennessee.
And what, I don't know, I may have missed it or whatever, but you've got football team over here, and then you've got the booster club and everybody else, and that's like how I think you were saying something earlier, Dale, is that A&M, they've got their booster and their support team. Oh man, it's huge.
Oh, it's huge.
Well, it's just the Texas team. Those Texas teams in general, they got oil money. I mean, you go to Texas and go out their high schools. You may be a little old rundown town, have, I don't know, 1,500 people, 2,000 people in the town, and you go to that football field, and it is like going to one of these small colleges. I mean, loaded down turf fields. I mean, the best money can buy.
Oh, they're in competition down there, as far as the one place I worked at, they spent, millions of dollars on their football field, and they've got an elevator that takes you up to the press box and everything. And they have, catered food and all that. Well, okay. Well, another place, I think it was Flower Mound or South. Anyway, another city said, "Oh, well, we're going to, one up you." And it's like,
yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Well, and it's no different. That the thing that went to get me is when these kids, if they didn't make it to the national championship, or they didn't make it to the SEC game or the Big Ten game, championship game, or whatever, now they're like, well, this I guess I don't know exactly how long, but I'm gonna say 7 or 8 years ago, they just start like, well, I'm fixing to go ahead. I'm finna back out now and start preparing for pro.
Yeah,
I'm like, that is so chicken crap.
Yep.
I mean, you're just basically saying my team don't matter. It's not important. What matters is me. And I get it. Yes, it's happened before. You could go out and go play the Big 10 or Big 12 or whatever, SEC championship game or something and tear something and be ruined for life. But at the same, I mean, I don't know. I'm not quite built that way. That's, to me, it's almost a little bit of a quitter in the situation.
Yeah.
And it's about me. It has nothing to do with the team anymore, Someone just
Really, Evelyn?
Yep. What she say here? My son went to high school. The movie Friday Night Lights was written about. Oh, cool.
Wow.
Yep, that's cool. Well, I mean, and you look at the NFL, what they're doing now, the NFL, the kickoffs. I don't really watch NFL no more. I've done kind of got burnt out with it, and I may cut it on if there's something on there, because it's just all about money grab. They don't allow them to hit no more. It's 2-hand tag football and all this stuff. Now, when they kick off, they don't even kick off like normal. Have you seen that this year? I didn't see that till they were several weeks into the year. Used to everybody lined up. Whoever was kicking the ball off, everybody lined up, 30-yard line, I think it was, something like that. And then everybody else was just spread out. Well, I mean, it's some licks laid on kickoffs and stuff like it's some licks laid. So now all they do in the NFL is everybody except the 2 guys that are back, they just stand there. They just line up back there. And they just stand there and they kick the ball. And they just basically watch the ball go over their head. And most of the time, of course, they kick it off. But if the guy does catch the ball and decide to run it, then they take off running. They don't even move until the guy catches the ball. It's crazy. Why don't you say, okay, everybody get the ball 25-yard line in?
That's where I'm at. Quit doing kickoffs. You just automatically get the ball on the 25-yard line.
They still do onside kicks. But the way it works now is like, okay, you got to tell them, well, hey, we're going to do an onside kick. So then we go line up the way we used to line up for an onside kick. Well, I mean, part of the whole deal with the onside kick is the surprise of it.
The element of surprise of it.
Yeah. If you know it's coming, well, heck yeah, I'm going to put my hands out there. We're going to catch the ball and go on about our business,
Well, it's just like in this college deal that if you sub, you have to let the defense sub somebody.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I know.
I just wish the subbing would and the football would apply to going out and going hunting, because I can, it's like, hang on, there's a doe. Wait a minute, they're going to sub for $1 now.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, and that's kind of where, that's basketball's kind of become the same garbage.
Well, look, I don't really watch much basketball stuff. I do watch my LSU girls basketball because they're doing good. But as far as
I'd rather watch the girls play than the guys play.
No.
And
I'm the same way with softball and baseball. I watch LSU baseball, but I would a whole lot rather watch a softball game over a baseball game any day. Just because the speed of the game and the way it all goes,
Softball, college softball is
it's bad.
It's cool, man.
Yes,
college
sir.
softball and college volleyball are the 2 coolest sports to watch. I'm going to tell you, if you don't think that those girls are athletes and that they can hit the ball, I want you to stand on the other side of that net and let one of those ladies spike a volleyball at you and see if you flinch or not.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. That's right.
I'm surprised it's not when the college girls play. I'm surprised somebody doesn't get hurt every time.
I'm telling you,
because I don't see how it didn't happen. Because at my last employer, it was again small town, but still they had a softball team and they went to state and won everything and they were good. And I'm sitting there just watching them. I mean, they'd get that pitcher get that wind up. And I was like, holy Toledo.
Yeah.
I'd be scared just standing over the home plate trying to hit that ball because she's throwing it so dead burn fast.
Have you seen those videos where those college softball pitchers are pitching to those, minor league baseball players, and they just make them look like
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what my daughter was, a pitcher, a softball pitcher.
And then in token, they turn around and that girl steps up there with one of them pitchers to start hitting them baseballs, and she just knocked one after another, and they're like,
yeah. Yeah. I don't remember how it goes, but there's an equivalent to like a 65 or 70 mile an hour fastball is like a 99 mile an hour baseball fastball.
Yeah.
Because the difference in the
movement in it and everything.
Well, just the distance. I mean, they're pitching girls pitch from 40, I think it's 43 feet.
Yeah.
Boys are pitching from 60 feet.
Yep. The ball is on you so much faster.
Let me tell you, a girl can spin that ball, make that ball do all kind of crazy things.
Well, see, the thing, when I moved to this city I'm in now, and I didn't know it at the time, but I was like, well, they had a football team. I was like, okay, and then it was like up in my area, the big thing is wrestling.
No.
I ain't never been in no wrestling.
And I'm like, where's the softball? Where's the baseball?
Yep.
But I mean, it's huge. It's a big thing around this area.
Yeah. And yeah, Dana, it's the same thing. It's that's what I said. It don't matter no more. Used to when we have a player that would leave, say LSU, and go to Alabama, or vice versa, a kid leave Alabama that was committed and then come to, everybody knew it wasn't so much about the school. It was because that was the right amount of cash was handed under the table, and that kid flipped from LSU to Alabama, or Alabama to LSU. And, I mean, it's like Georgia. That's where a lot of Georgia stuff come from. Georgia went to getting really good when they started some paying going on.
Well, wasn't it Forrest Gump when he was growing up, I think, and he had to choose, between all the football teams and all that and what they had to offer. And, I think there was Tennessee, just for an example. But yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Well, I was thinking Blindside, man. Tim Orr story.
The Blind Side. Yep. So, but I don't know. Like I said, it's all just, I don't know. It's not quite as exciting as it used to be.
It's not.
I mean, because now, I mean, you got kids that's at LSU that was just at Alabama, and kids that was at Alabama that's just now at LSU. I mean, it's just they're back and forth, and I mean, some of these kids, LSU's had a quarterback. I can't remember the kid's name. That's bad. He was at LSU. Finley, I think TJ Finley. I believe TJ Finley, the quarterback. Now I think he is at his fourth school since he's been in college.
See, that's ridiculous.
And I mean, it's right now LSU's their top recruit quarterback. That's right now. I seen today that he's entering the portal. So he's, instead of sitting there, which must mean that Nussmeier may be going to come back for another year. It's probably what that means. He don't want to sit behind Nussmeier another year.
No, because he might have to actually earn his way.
Oh, thank you, Peter. See you later, man. Thanks for watching.
Well,
no, it's not, Lori. It's not near as fun. I mean, I like it. I enjoy it, but like I said, it's more about the money nowadays with them.
It is.
Is that like the money, like as far as going to the post office and sending out certain packages and then holding other packages back, maybe?
You think she's still listening? Let's see if she pops.
Well, she said she had a TV. She was going to leave the TV on.
Oh, shoot. Oh. Yeah.
That's all right. I can see it now.
I can't say nothing. I got to be quiet because, like I say, Scotty's, I'm telling you, I flat out forgot. I sent everybody stuff out and flat out forgot. But look.
Hello.
Chris is in there. No loyalty.
No loyalty.
I've been loyal. Hey, I've been loyal to Amy and to Chris but I'm just got to pick. All right.
Yeah. No dynasty. That's right. No loyalty. No, that's it. These schools don't mean nothing. They oh man, this school is, I bleed purple and gold, or I bleed this or that. No, you don't. You bleeding green is what you're bleeding. I think the times of the dynasty is I'm not going to say it's over, because you got like Texas right now, Texas Longhorns. They've got something built there, but what's building it is. But what's building it is all that oil field money. It's all. They can do more things than anybody else, because there's so much money out there with that oil.
I remember when it was just such a small little football team, and they used to go to, after the games and all that, they'd go to a certain house there in Texas, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
I think it was something about raising chickens.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, and like Lori said, there's no school. Well, and to me, the thing is, it's like the Brian Kelly thing right now. It aggravates me so bad that all you've been hearing, a lot of people didn't even want him there at LSU. And all they've been doing since he's been there, the man has lost like 5 games since he's been there in 3 years. And everybody wants his job. They want some. I'm like, he has not even got to his recruiting class yet. He has not even got to his full recruiting class yet. He's still having to deal with remnants of Ed Orgeron. Your people's got to rethink their way of looking at things now, because it's going to be hard to be a dominant team. It's going to be hard for an LSU or an Alabama, because yes, Baton Rouge, Tuscaloosa, they are big, but Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and Baton Rouge is a drop in the water compared to these big, sure enough, big cities that's got the money.
You take teams like Kansas State. Let's take them. They're not a big school. Like, they're not any. They do not have the finances to be a Texas, to be an LSU, to be a, And what they lived on was all these 4- and 5-star recruits that got sent to JUCO because their grade wasn't right, or they got in trouble, or they got hurt, or something like that. They lived. That's how those teams became, like the Bill Snyder era when they were just bowl game after bowl game, stuff like that. Those kids were all like just hometown kids or 4- and 5-star recruits that no one else would take them. So they took them on, and the emphasis was on school. Bill Snyder, his big thing was like, you're going to be eligible and you're going to be on a degree path, or you ain't playing on my team, and stuff like that. And this portal and all this garbage, it's just ruined that for them schools like that, K-State.
It has ruined it, but at the same time, with some of the smaller schools, what that's done is, if you've got a 4-star kid at just say an LSU or Alabama, well, he's not going to get to play because the studs that's in front of him. Well, if they got just a little bit of money to offer him, he's going to get to go start there
they'll end up with some of them kids. And I really think that some of the smaller schools getting some of those, even if it's a 3-star or a 4-star that went to LSU or something, or Texas or wherever, they're getting some of those kids because those kids want to play now. They don't want to sit behind nobody.
Yeah.
And the fact that all these big schools, other big schools, it's not in like say the SEC, because SEC had become a powerhouse. I mean, they had done SEC was just taking over. And a lot of it was because of the money, and what they were bringing to the table. But it's I don't know. It's just one of them deals. I think that it's spread the talent out so much that it's making things more competitive, and it's going to be hard to. It's like Oregon. I mean, Oregon right now is the only undefeated team, and don't get me wrong, Oregon is pretty good, but Oregon goes through a season. They don't play nobody, and so therefore they don't have to worry about no big injuries. When you are playing in SEC, and there's other teams out there. I'm just a big SEC guy, so that's what I'm talking SEC. You're just about going up, especially now with Texas coming in and Oklahoma coming in. You're going up against, it's almost like a NFL schedule, week in and week out. I mean, you're going to lose guys. You're going to have guys get hurt. And Oregon's just sitting out there on cruise control, doing their thing. Now, they're going to run into something. I mean, they're going to run into an Alabama or a Georgia or some of them that's going to test the waters, really.
Yeah.
Through these playoffs, When the schools are as big as the Permian Panthers, Mojo, the Friday Night Light School player bang. Oh, yes, there is no doubt. I'm telling you that's been going on here in our area for years. That's why, well, the reason we had the team that we have this year is because we had a coach come in. So we're a small school. We're a 4A school, but we're still small. We're a kind of a poor public school, and Monroe is really big. They 4 and 5A schools over there. But all these, for years, they've been giving parents here. We've had some really, man, I'd have to go through the list of kids that are in the NFL today that is from Neville High School, West Monroe High School, all them that live within walking distance of our school. But because people in Monroe, the big city of Monroe, give their parents somewhere to work, a place to live, and all that, it was all under the table. Whoop, they just slid it on in over there. They went over there, and of course, they go play at a big school that wins state titles on a regular basis. Yeah, they're going to get recruited more.
Well, so here, if you look back over the history of the schools that win the state football, high school football, year in, year out, every year, every one of them miraculously was a private school, a private Catholic school, or and why? Because the public schools had this scrutiny on it, looking for swapping and recruiting. Private schools could do whatever they want. There's our little bitty school here. We're like a 2A, 11-man football.
Well, the reason we are what we are is because they took every school in the parish. We're a 1-school parish. So besides the private schools and a charter school, we're the only public high school in our whole parish.
But
that's why we're 4A.
That's everybody goes on and on about this Catholic school in Pittsburgh, Kansas, that they're just such a dominant, school and football and such a legacy and yada, yada. Well, they were kind of dominant, and we have to go through them every year in order to go to state. And it always ends up like we're first round. That's who we have to play, And I know for a fact, like we had a really good baseball team. Like my youngest son his junior year, we had a really legit good little baseball team. And we had 2 or 3 pretty good pitchers. And one of those kids, I mean, he'd pitched since he was like 6 and 7 years old, you know. As soon as he could start throwing a ball, he was pitching.
Mhm.
And that's what happened. His parents, you know, we all teased about it all these years and said that. And all of a sudden they get a random phone call. They weren't Catholic or nothing. Hey,
No.
we need your son to come and play for us. And
Yep.
the dad's like, that's not going to happen. He's like, I own my own business up here. Our ties are here. Our family's here. And they're like, well, your business can move here. We will give you a building to operate out of and yada, yada. And he's like, well, my wife works north of here as a nurse. And they're like, she can work right here at our hospital. We already have the job for her. We already know that.
Yeah. If you get a chance sometime, you have to look up a little school in Shreveport called Evangel High School. And let me tell you, they are probably about a B class school. I think they have, don't quote me on it, but probably less than 300 kids in the school. And they have won state titles in every division of football that there is. You know, just because they got a bunch of Texas kids there, they got Oklahoma kids there, Louisiana kids there. You know, that's the way it is. You know, it's kind of like what's the big school in Florida?
The Gators?
No, high school. It's a like seriously, when the kids come there, you basically come there because you are an athlete that you're gonna get a scholarship. There ain't hardly a kid playing there that ain't getting it, whether it's baseball, football, basketball. Golly, what is the name? That is something to look up. We've looked it up before, looked at a tour of their facility. It is freaking unreal. I'm going to look it up.
Well, guys, while you're looking that up, I'm going to call it a night.
Yeah,
but I've got one suggestion for LSU. Maybe they ought to do like Kansas City Chiefs and get somebody like Taylor Swift to promote them.
Oh my God!
Oh my gosh!
He dipped out.
Did he really do that?
Oh, wow, Chris! I can't believe you went there. I cannot believe you went there. IMG Academy. Look up sometime.
I have heard of that.
IMG Academy. Look, yeah. But I mean, they're also the one that they fly across the country, and they go to California and go play teams in California and stuff. Yeah,
it just makes it makes no sense. Like,
yeah. No. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I get. I mean, you're paying to go there. I mean, it ain't like you're being paid to go there. That's one of them schools there. You don't really go there so much for free. Yeah. Chris Paul Castis. So, but anyway, well, we've been on for 2 hours and 43 minutes, and I got on tonight. I wasn't really feeling it. I'm like, blah.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm telling you, I'm going to the doctor. They told me there's a blood test they can run to check for some. I don't know. I don't get all into that. Yes, Lori. It's a high school. Look them up. IMG Academy. Just if y'all ain't doing something, just look up IMG. The kids that go there, it's like a college. They live on campus because there's kids there from all over the country that go to school there. And it's not a monstrous school. It looks like it, but you know, my comments, I'm claiming it all on the Oh, Chris, you're looking at it right now? I'm telling you, look at the campus. I mean, it is.
Chris is looking this up to be sending Corbin there, and all them grandbabies there.
Yeah. But I mean, it is nothing but a small version of a college. Now, I'm sure if the kids that are there in Florida that live there close that would go there, I'm sure they stay at home. But it is a full on. They have a campus, dorms, the whole 9 yards. And I don't remember. I think that the prices was on there. We've looked prices up before. It's freaking ridiculous.
You were going to send brother there.
Yeah. So, but look, tomorrow, and I know it's still 6:12. It shows 16 people on here. We're going to preg check tomorrow. I've recruited some help. Jessica's coming home early because I've got to get it done. We've got to have the shoot other places. So,
well, you keep it up. It's going to be easy to tell which ones are bred because they're going to be in the third stage.
I know, man. This is just, I can't, I don't know. I want to hunt right now. I ain't hardly been hunting too much. I mean, I really hadn't. I ain't been hunting now, but I think 3 times or 4 times, which is like crazy for me. I'm normally right now, I'm hunting every morning, every evening.
You're like Johnny in it, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I am, but it's just like, I hadn't felt it. And I've had so much going on, Yeah, it does, Lori. If you're looking at it, it does. It is a very fancy place. But like I said, but I am tomorrow. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to go live as I preg check, and I'm gonna make a video out of it because I ain't made no video. I'm telling you, this whole time I've been off for 10 days, and I think I've had like 1 video or 2 videos I've done that hadn't even come out yet. And one of them is my that deer hunting video. I've got 2 days worth of hunting on it that I don't even know if I'm gonna put out because it was some shooting going on in the situation, but I didn't close the video out. I guess I could make a closeout video or something of it. But
make a closeout for it and put it out.
I guess, like I said, I just ain't been feeling it.
I got a bunch of footage I need to edit.
Yeah.
But
yeah. And I'm really aggravated right now because you can't talk to anybody at Google or at YouTube. And I finally got my 6-digit PIN in today. Well, I haven't worried about it in a week. And I went in and put my 6-digit PIN in, and it's still telling me that my my stuff is not matching. I'm like, I've redone it like 5 times. I don't know. I finally sent a message and as a feedback and hoping I get a response. Yes, it does. It does cost a fortune to go there.
So this is just a question. You're not using like a Yahoo email address or something
No. I have my Gmail. I have a Gmail. Okay.
Because I actually know somebody that they fought with it, and because they didn't have a Gmail email address, it wouldn't let it go through.
The only thing that I'm coming up with, and I'm not, is like my driver. You guys send a copy. Well, I don't know. You said you didn't have to do this, but I have to send a copy of my driver's license. Thank you, Dana. And you have to send a copy of your driver's license and a tax form. I mean, for all this big money we're gonna make,
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh boy. But anyway, see, my real name is Carl. That's my real name, and I am the third. Well, everything was originally set up as Trey, because that's everything I do. I do Trey, but I've changed all that. But I am the third, which is where Trey comes from.
Yeah,
and that's only. I've even tried to take that out now. I'm like, I do not know what it is that it can be, because what it's telling me is, there's something to check in your AdSense. So when you go to payments, it just tells me that it is, I have to go click on it to see, but that basically I can't be authenticated. Something is not authenticating me. Even though now I've got my 6-digit PIN and put it in, I was thinking, well, maybe that's why I'm getting that still, because I hadn't got my 6-digit PIN. So I got it, put it in there, and still nothing. It's so I'm gonna wait and see if I get a message tomorrow.
You don't want to email YouTube. You want to email AdSense.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I was. But there's no way to email. There's no. If you have problems, here's a help. It's not there. The only thing I had was I found a feedback button that you could give feedback. So I put it in feedback. It's all AI robots at YouTube. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean it'll get it. I mean, here's the deal. I mean, I don't know how many y'all know. YouTube don't pay you till you make $100, and my stuff has kind of blowed up over the last few weeks, and trust me, it ain't been that much. It ain't. I don't have enough there yet to even send me any money.
I went a few months with it stacking up before I finally got the first one.
But the crazy thing is what it shows me that I've made, and then when you go to AdSense, what it shows me, it's way different. You know, so I don't know why that is. You know, because you can't get no answers on nothing. You know.
Yeah.
So I mean, at the rate I'm going, I don't know. I've had impressions. I looked today. I was just clicking through some. I've had like 1.8 million impressions.
Dang, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, like I said, man, it's just like all of a sudden. I mean, I had several videos that just kind of like took off. But now, still, your average watch time is still not very long.
No.
But they're still counting and getting the views and stuff. So, and I've been gaining subscribers. Like I said, I've got probably 6 or 7 videos and shorts that has took off as far as subscribers goes that have really, really helped. But
yeah, I've got some comments I need to take care of, stuff like that. But I'm just trying to keep up with comments. But
yeah. Well, in mine blew up. I have some I get a lot of comments on, and some you don't get much comments on.
Some of them, it's like it's suggesting some of my old videos because I'm getting comments on older videos now.
I do the same thing with some of mine.
Well, I was one of them. Like, started commenting on some of the older stuff because the wife and I sat here and we just started watching your channel, watching video after video, on Roku.
Yeah.
And then I have to pull out my phone, go back in, make a comment.
Yeah.
Because you can't comment on the Roku, on the TV. But
well, like I said, the craziest thing, I wished it was good footage now, is that one video with the cow, mom and dad's cow that got down to the sale barn.
Oh yeah.
That is I'm like, I put it off for weeks. Dad, like, when you going? Maybe a month and a half. I don't know. It's been a while. Dad, like, were you gonna put that video on there? I said, yeah, Mama, she filmed it wrong. And finally, like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it, whatever. And gosh dang,
Oh, we watched it up on the TV and we're like, holy moly.
Yeah. But it's like, I think it's at like, I don't know. I want to say like 3,000 or something, 4,000 views or something like that now. Maybe I'm not even 100% sure. But the other one that's took off and is crazy is the bunny one, Meat Bunny.
Meat Bunny.
Because
we watched
it come out and it was and it wasn't the best video, but I was just trying to show Bunny and whatever. But it's just like it just was like here, and then it kind of got here, and it just kind of jumped, and then all of a sudden, I mean, I think it's at like 8,000 views now.
Jeez.
On Meat Bunny. I'm like, what is, I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, but you need to have a daily bunny report. Like
I
a
know.
daily Danny report.
I know. I know. I got to figure out some of that. And right now it's just so hard, period. It's dead gum. I don't
Like I
like
got
it.
home, it was dark 30.
I know.
Like
I know. No.
I did some swapping around with some stuff that new to the here, and I'm like, I should be filming this, but how do you film it when it is pitch black? Like,
I know. Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
know. It's crazy. It's crazy just trying to make it all work right now. So it's like, I mean, I got so much to do. I got just house stuff that needs to be done. Mama and dad needs me to come put a toilet in. I just, it's crazy. It's going to sound to all y'all. I know a lot of y'all are north, and Beth and Neil, they probably understand it. And Dana and Tim, they may be close enough, but I was mowing the yard today.
what? I haven't mowed the yard in months.
I'm telling you. I know. I'm telling you, but I did, and I didn't get through mowing because I mowed my yard. I mowed mom and daddy's yard, and I mowed my yard the other day. But today I got out and I mowed. So I'm actually fixing to start building a fence. So I did mow a spot where I got to start building.
Did you make sure and air up the tire?
Yes, yes. I've got to go get that tire fixed. It's one of them deals when you go out there and you air it up, like, I need to go get it fixed. Well, you don't want to stop and go get it fixed then because you got your mind said, okay, I'm going to mow. And then you get through more, like, I'll get
because
it later.
you put that on the screen about look at Mallory forgot to air up the tire or something, and Lisa's like, "What?" And I said, "Look at the yard." I said, "One side way closer than the other one, and it's just stripe after." I mean, it looked like she done a really good job striping your yards. What it looked like to us,
It did look like a good stripe job. It did. Except when you looked, it was grass was this much difference on one side to the other.
Hey, I'm telling you, that one arrow that comes through and cut that arrow in half, that was a cool shot. Both of us was like, that was awesome.
I had 2 GoPros set up doing that, flipping back and forth. Yeah. Well, we wasn't, Laurie. It was really dry here, and then right there, it was actually, I think, after y'all started getting some, well, I'm not sure, Laurie, but like after Dale and them started getting some rain, the rain that Dale and them got first, it made its way down here. And we did. And the difference was, I guess up north, it was cool. So the grass didn't just take off. Well, here, we were still having 80 something degree days. And, the grass just took off.
We're to the season now that when it rains, it's just going to be muddy, and it just stays muddy.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't ever dry out,
Yeah. I seen, I'd watched one of, the video I was talking about with Jay and Charlotte.
Yeah.
They was getting snow.
Yeah.
It was already snowing, and cold. I mean, here, Charlotte. Yeah.
I caught them live on their live the other day for a little bit, but and they were talking about that you better be watching because they were going to have video come out with new edition. Well, it was the new baby.
Well, I got it. Like I said, I come in today. I don't remember what I come in for just a second. Oh, I know what it was. I come in because I got my 6-digit pin in, and I went in and I put it in, and I was sitting there fooling with that, and I got plumb aggravated with AdSense because it just kept telling me my stuff wasn't matching up and all this. And when I went to get off of it, I seen that they were doing a premiere, and I jumped on there and I watched that premiere, and it was right at the very end of it, and they were showing the new calf, and that's what I asked him how much. He said it's about 30-ish pounds is what he said, but you could tell it was really small. But it's a cute little thing. It was fluffy, got a bunch of hair, and I didn't even ask him if it was I'm just assuming it was a straight up Dexter. I was assuming.
Dexter or Highland?
Dexter. They've got Dexter cows, I think, and they got that Highland bull that they call Titus. But I don't think they've had Titus long enough to be bred these. And I may be wrong. I hadn't just dug into their videos and the timestamps, but I think going back, I don't see them. They introduced Titus like maybe 10, 12 videos ago.
Oh,
and they post a few times a week, I think. So
I'm not.
We've been having rain most of the summer, but we did have, we had a dry stretch with no rain.
Up there in like Massachusetts or somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I figured. The Dexter's small. I don't think the Highlands aren't real big. With their Highland that they have, that Titus bull, he looks big upside, but I just think that the Dexters are smaller.
Dexters are like mini. They're like miniatures. They're not miniatures, but they're dwarf.
They're just a small.
Yeah.
Small, yeah.
That's there's some people not very far from us. They raise mini Herefords. And like they got a mini Hereford bull that like is 3.5, 4 foot tall at his shoulder.
Yeah. And you have some of that. You have some of that stuff here. Yeah, Lori said, "Yep, that's where they're at."
Yeah.
But here it's man, you can't have nothing like that here because there's no money in it. Like if you do it I mean, it ain't like we do it to make money, because heaven forbid you don't make a bunch of money with cows, but you still, if we were to go in, it would be almost like having some of the smaller cows like that would be just about like us going to sell bones some of the longhorns we got.
Yep.
We'd be almost going there just to almost give them away.
On that bunny one of yours, you got like a cow, and it must be the calf that I call them skunk tailed, like they're white over the top of their tail head and down their tail.
Yeah.
I remember growing up, my mom and dad had one of them that we'd bought at a sale barn, looked just like that. And that was the meanest old broad there ever was. When she calved, like, you had to stand guard so that we could tag that calf. And I mean, mean. Like, I told my mom and dad every year, every fall and every spring when we worked, I'm like, you need to sell this thing. Like, get it off of this place,
And, like, that's the crazy thing. So, like, both of them black and white ones that I have, they're big cows. Like, they're big. And the bigger one is the other one's mama. Now, the other one is, I call her number 9. She is, I'm telling you, she is crazy. Now, she's not crazy to the point like get you crazy, but she knows that pen. Like today, I went in there and I was kind of prepping for tomorrow. So I have like my little catch pen. It's kind of temporary pen set up and panels. Oh, yeah. You see it in videos. So I have it open. They can go in the gate or come in the other side. Well, today when I fed them, I went and I pulled the panels together. So now they've only got one way in and one way out tomorrow when I get ready to do it. And buddy, when I went to closing that panel, so her head come up out that feed trough, because she's coming in there now when I'm feeding. She left.
She's like, I know what's up.
Yep. And I'm telling you, she's crazy enough tomorrow. She may jump the fence. She's going, and she may do it.
And if she's one of them, she's one of them. The next time I'd get her in, there'd be a trailer parked right there, and we'd go straight from that pen on that trailer.
Well,
down the road.
The way I try to work her is I'll try like tomorrow. I'll try to get the tub open, and I'll feed over there the trough right there at the tub, and I'll try to make sure she's the first one in. So now she hasn't tried to jump yet. She's jumped and run into some stuff, But I'm just saying. But she's big enough, and she just may be. I'm telling you, after that last trip, when I run them through there, buddy, her and that little old bull calf, the one I steered in that video, buddy, he's just now coming, but he ain't, he knows something's up.
Well, if someone steered you, you wouldn't want to go back there.
but we are, that's tomorrow I'm catching him up and I'm fixing to go lock him up. I've got a ton of feed. I'm going to fill up a creep feeder and I'm fixing to put him on it. And I'm going to see the money I get for him by feeding him out for a couple of months. So
Yep.
he's already big because I feed my cows every day. So he's been eating since he was little.
Yeah.
So he's growing off really well anyway. So he's not going to really fall off. When I take him, he's a little over 6 months old right now. I got to get him off his mama.
Oh yeah.
And the only thing I hope is his mama, which is Brownie, the one I call Brownie. I hope she bred back.
Yeah.
Because she done got herself so far out of cycle. Not her fault, but just the way that we were breeding and doing. So if she's not bred, I'm just gonna suck it up a year and then she'll breed right on next year and be good. Laurie said she's smart. Yeah, she's smart, all right. But she's also aggravating. I'm just glad that apparently she's not one that the other cows will follow like that. Because if she was one that the cows followed, she would be gone. She would not be there. Because you can't, she's one that if the cows followed her, she would turn a whole herd into crazy in a hurry. So her mama.
I'm gonna have to get off here, man. I
am too. I'm tired crap. It's gonna be midnight in 1 minute. So but anyway, guys, look, I appreciate everybody jumping on. We've been on here for 3 hours and 6 minutes. This seems to be a common so and I am
3 hour live, man.
Yeah. So but I will be doing, I actually today bought some more stuff for the giveaway. So I'm getting things slowly put together for the giveaway. It's still, who knows? I'm not going to call it. It may be after Christmas. Things is so crazy right now because we're going to be trying to Christmas shop, and it may be after Christmas before we do the giveaway. You know, so my 4,000 watch hour giveaway, but it's coming. So. And Scotty, I know he ain't on here no more, but his hat will leave out tomorrow. I said, I can't believe it. I cannot believe I flat out forgot that cow. Everybody else has got all their stuff. Everything's gone. And I flat out forgot Scotty. It's 1 o'clock there. Yeah. What was that? Was this something just went across your screen? Your camera?
That was that fly. He keeps walking across the camera.
Crap. Oh, correction is one. Don't worry, Laurie. It is 12 o'clock here too. So, but anyway, with Mr. Dale, I appreciate you coming on, hanging around, and bull crapping. And I hope we didn't bore all y'all too much. So, Laurie, I appreciate the interaction there, comments. So, and like I said, Thursday night, I probably won't be there unless it goes late because we got.
That's okay.
I'm sure I'll probably be 10 o'clock or so getting home from Christmas party. So you'll know where I'm at anyway.
Yep. All righty.
Well, all right, Dale.
Have a great night.
All right, man. Appreciate you.